This is the worst of times, the best of times, and the worst of times simultaneously. Okay, we do have. Okay, we're back. Sorry, apologies, everyone. We have had the draft already gone. Yeah, rip the sound. Is Japan a strong choice? I don't. We'll go through kind of what we think of the teams right now here, real quick. I thought I clicked start streaming forever ago, and this is just like the worst start we could possibly have going on. But we can talk about the draft because we haven't gotten to talk through the draft already, because of reasons. Because some idiot streamer forgot to, click the start stream button. We do get corn laws right off the bat for ourselves here at Go Beer. But coming through, let's recap the draft here. Pick 1 was France. Pick 2 was Qing, which Qing has enormous potential. Also, Qing can be... What is this? We already see a bit of a feed to allies here in both Suzhou and in Bombay. But Team 2 picked Qing and EIC, and now they have fed 2 provinces to the USA. And I think that this is really strong because USA will now be able to conscript, and you have to do this before the game unpauses in case people day 1 Great Qing, but now USA can conscript up to 200 skirmish infantry units from both Great Qing and East India, and it's not that many sea nodes to support this once you take care of Mexico. So that is a bit of a vibe. You do have to try and get to Mexico, that way you can support them easier, because the supply lines around the Cape, a little bit of a vibe, a little bit of a time. But we do see also a war for Mysore. But Team 2 is probably the riskier one. But yeah, they picked Qing as their second pick. In third and fourth pick was UK and Prussia, respectively. And with UK and Prussia, they could have picked Russia. We do see, is this a player versus player war at game start? So let's slow things down. And let the players know that they have 1 minute. Something's wrong. You sound like a webcam. Alright. Sorry. There we go. That should be better. Is that better? Okay. Much apologies. But we do see Schleswig-Holstein going for it, and France and Russia immediately throwing their weight around in this war. And so we are going to... Alright, so we are going to unpause here. We're just giving them a little bit more time, but we do see war reparations and West Indies in here. This is, whose war goal is this? I guess this is just Denmark's. But France and Russia immediately going for this. I don't really like this too much because you're making a bit of an enemy. There's all 3 on one team, and they could just land Holstein unless you just put a bunch of troops in Holstein. So I guess you've got to remember to do that. If you do that, that will be a bit of an execution. We could continue the ASMR. Yes, nice, big nice. Okay, thank you for letting me know with Ethan so very much for the donation as well. Kind of got a lot going on here trying to get through. But Team 3 does have this easy North German fan. With having both Prussia and Austria. And so I think the third pick, Prussia, maybe makes a lot of sense in the idea that you're probably going to get Austria in 8th pick. But it seems like a bad combo for a team. It's a really good combo because that means you can guarantee leadership. You have Prussia declare for leadership, and you just guarantee it. If Prussia and Austria are on different teams, you can always block Prussian leadership, especially if you negotiate with the other team, to prevent the formation of the North German Fed. Since we're scoring based on GDP growth, the fact that Prussia is guaranteed in North German Fed means that they're guaranteed the growth of annexing all these guys for free. But this is a huge war at game start, and this huge war at game start is a huge win for Team 2. A Yankees fan, Ethiopia going unpicked again. What a slip. One day we'll have an Ethiopia Thunderdome, but it is not this day. Dungeon Master has paused, I assume. Let's take a look at France. Has a play been started against another player? We can see, let's see if we can see anything, let's see what the pause is about. Does the Big Germany strat work? The Big Germany strat kind of works. You can form Mega Germany if you want, and then release whoever's playing as Austria as a different country. We've seen before Mega Germany form, and then the release of Austria. Glad this is back. Probably won't participate myself this season. Definitely a bit of a vibe. The winner of last season saying they're not going to participate, but I think you haven't been in the Victoria 3 streets as much lately anyways. Doesn't growth and start need to be swapped in this chart, or am I a bit dumb? Well, there's been no growth. Oh. I will trust in my Excel spreadsheet. I think once we... Oh, this needs to be swapped. This needs to be made... That should be the sum of all the ones, but we'll take care of it in post. Can we see how Japan is doing? I do want to keep a bit of an eye on this, but I think Japan is just ecoing up here. They're probably building in a combination of Kanto. We can see the 3 iron mines are queued up here. And Tohoku. Because these are kind of the best places to build, because this is where you have the iron locally. It looks like they've put down some construction sectors there. I think that it'll be interesting to see if they go for a rev. So rev is incredibly risky, but maybe with this going on, maybe that's a bit of a vibe. Maybe that's possible. Hey Gene, how's it going? Happy Saturday to you. Thomas the Tominator, thank you for the follow, Big Dice. The New World Order has formed with the USA. Chinese modder made unauthorized update of the Anno 1836 mod for 1.75 without my or any other author's approval. I have reported to Steam for copyright infringement. Big sad. That's a vibe. Is it in Chinese? Yeah. Is every team going to have their own trade leagues? Let's take a look at blocks. So we do see France made their own trade league. I think if you are not adjacent to trade league is a very risky thing because, so let's say the UK has a trade league with Prussia and Austria, and then eventually they get dogpiled at the game end. You can cut people off from market access really easy. Of course, you can give them their own market, but... yeah. Is it going to be stronger to do separate power blocks or join the same power block? So I think that it'll probably be good to have 2 people in one power block for power reasons, and then one person to have a military treaty block with offensive coordination for the maneuvers. But maybe you want... well, another thing is, I think it's just not going to be possible for a lot of these countries to join a power block in a timely fashion, so we do see the United Front form. We see everyone on trade leagues, though, and no one forming, which is a bit of an interesting one. I assume they're taking a company one because external trade's not going to be that useful, kind of early on, I don't think, but I think that they are forming it to start generating mandate. The problem is, as Qing you're not going to be able to join very easily with the USA. But Qing is in nice shape now, and oh, France gets a landing on the UK. So it looks like Team 2 is definitely struggling. I wish... Is there a way to see military of what's going on here? Because, see, here's the thing, is I think that Team 1 has parked troops in Holstein to prevent a landing, or I hope that's the case, because if that's not the case, big miss for Russia and Austria not looking to just occupy the war goal. Because this war is for Denmark and Schleswig-Holstein. If you just occupy it, it doesn't really matter what happens to you. And so that is a bit of a vibe. We do see a landing going on here, or a contested area. So not sure how France got in, unless the UK is re-landing here, which might be what they're doing, which definitely makes sense to do. You're also getting to see kind of a little bit of the power level of France, although it looks like France is just leaving Russia to defend against Prussia and Austria here, maybe. Why is Austria keeping the ideological union bloc? So, first of all, I think Austria is a little preoccupied with the fact that their opening war has gotten pie-thumbed by the France team. I think that that's probably occupying the majority of their attention right now. But it's also possible that they want to keep defensive cooperation, and just rely on the mandate they already have. They also already have a few members in Italy, and so they could develop a little bit more cohesion here. And creative legislature is actually not bad for passing laws. What year will this be played to? It will be played till 115, whatever year that ends up being. How are they able to play EIC if someone is playing the UK? You can pick it, it just has to be released at game start, which is what happened, and this is why we have East India. They have chosen the radicalism event, it looks like, because they didn't break up into a million pieces, or they will get it soon. Hopefully they know which button to click, because if you don't know which button to click, you just get absolutely wrecked, and you have to release almost all your territory, and that will be kind of basically a loss for them, a guaranteed loss. Very interesting to see this kind of opening salvo here, though, with, Prussia and Austria are just collectively pushing Russia here. But they really need to land Holstein in order to make this happen. This war is stupid. I don't know why they didn't go for each other and not Qing provinces or Bengal. Well, they decided, I think, the French team, is that the formation of Prussia... if you've watched the 3v3s in the past, formation of Prussia usually means a win for that team. And so they may have decided that the bigger threat was the Schleswig-Holstein question being solved, because this is the only time you can intervene with the formation of Prussia if both Prussia and Austria are on the same team, because the Austrian team is just going to back down to Prussia, and then you get the North German Federation. Team 2 just having a blast, nowhere near the other two teams. Yeah, basically, I think that this is so good for Team 2. It'll be interesting. Let's actually see who is engaged what wars. We see Qing tributarying just right off the bat. I don't know if they'll get enough time to annex, so this is not necessarily better than just straight up annexing. This is definitely the long-term play, is you want to tributary. It will also help you generate mandate a little faster, but recognized powers are a little bit better for mandate. Let's see what the USA is up to. The USA might be... They don't have claims on Mexico yet. It looks like they're just not involved in any play. Do they have... Does Tarkus have any infamy? This is being played by fellow streamer Tarkus, who does not have any infamy, right? Oh my god. Oh, he has some infamy. What has he used it for? He's gone for Benin. Benin? Okay, fair enough. And then we see Russia, or sorry, not Russia, EIC. He's just going for its internal ones. It looks like they're not caring about the Liberty Desire, and they're just going for the wars. They're just going for the annexation, so they will pay the full value, but the full value is also on a subject. They're also not part of a bloc yet. I don't know if they're going to form their own bloc, or if they are going to try and join a bloc. France team did Diplo with the USA team. Team 1 and 2 did do Diplo together. But teams 1 and yeah, so I guess they might have. If the USA team has convinced them to prevent the formation of Schleswig-Holstein without them having to participate, then that is a win for them. Isn't East India a subject to a team member? They are not a subject to a team member. They are not a subject to a team member. You cannot ask to become a protectorate before you become a GP now, which is a significant nerf to the EIC and makes them a lot more complicated to play. Looks like they still haven't gotten the event. That gives them a ton of turmoil. So that is also something that is going on here. But we see... It looks like the UK has finally landed up in this bizzle, which the UK is going to be better for. They haven't pushed Holstein yet specifically, but owning Denmark's capital, I think, is enough to enforce on them. And so it is likely that we see Prussia win this war, because it's fairly easy for them to get all these things. Now, to be fair, someone could come back in and conquer Holstein to prevent the North German Fed, I believe. I don't know about putting Russian war reps in, but it looks like they're going to enforce the Russian war reps, and that's really significant. France really has to try and do something to help Russia win this war, but to be honest, France and Russia, very strong military, on average, stronger than the average of Great Britain, Prussia, and Austria. But they just don't have a third GP, right? They have Japan, and France and Russia combined is not stronger than Prussia, Austria, Great Britain combined. Great Britain and Prussia both having skirmish infantry. We do see a cheeky landing on Austria, so we do see France making some moves. But this is maybe really bad for Team 1. Having to pay a... Well, so here's what you have to do as Team 1, is you have to try and join any war that Prussia or Austria start in order to break the truce, but we do see liberation and conquer of Schleswig-Holstein, or liberation of Holstein, conquer of Schleswig-Holstein. So the Schleswig-Holstein question has been fixed or decided. Oh my god, Tarkus is being... I just realized he might be memeing. He might be coming for me. See, I'm here on Gobir, just being a spectator, but Tarkus may have decided, hey, I'm going to try and annex me. That is going to be annoying, because then I'll have to swap to Sikkim, but okay. Is USA going for Afro Pops? I think USA is going for me. I think the idea... So Benin's not an incoherent place to expand. I don't think it's the best. I don't see anyone going for the gold mines. But I am playing as Gobir. I'm playing as Gobir. And Tarkus is streaming right now, and so he might have streamer brain. Hey, it'd be really funny to annex Generalist, which, okay, I'll just move to Sikkim, if that's the case. Just looking to have the least consequential type of outcome on the game. But we do see our first major PvP war kind of realized, and we also see... Oh, wait, what's this? Oh, looks like they just gave a treaty port to Hong Kong. Maybe that was something that was discussed. So Great Qing chooses to lose the Opium War. Or maybe they gave them a treaty port without losing the Opium War. Modern conservative, we can't help but say it's an inspiration for our age. Promote him to government. The muscle memory is too strong, man. Okay. The muscle memory is too strong. He was late too. I thought I had clicked start stream, but I had not. I was not late. I arrived precisely when I mean to. It's just the other stuff that was late. Where can you spectate from teams? Where can you spectate from? Is the teams annex the world? We hope it doesn't come to that. We hope it does not come to that. But Prussia also, it's a bit difficult to evaluate, but Prussia notably has a Zollverein, which is going to be very, very good at generating mandate as well, similar to the UK. Looks like they're just 8 months away from generating a little bit more here. Oh, suppress it. Steal the stop the steal. the New World Order. But I think this is really good for Great Qing here. We could take a little update to the GDP. Britain put Beijing as a war goal, so Qing back down. Interesting. That makes sense. Oh, I forgot to explicitly make it clear, but you can't watch this stream. We'll just let them know. Just to be anti-Sokoto League. That is a bit of a vibe. Firefish Dragon on pauses for just a couple seconds. That's probably just an accidental pause. But we'll take a little look at teams 1 and 3 and what they are up to now that their big war is over. Looks like France is going for Sinai, which is an interesting one. This is definitely, in the long term, Sinai is very useful to have. I don't know if we'll get far enough for that to be too tremendously useful. It's not worth a ton of GDP for as far as score is kind of concerned, but you are securing the strategic thing. Persia is kind of an important one, and we see Russia going for Persia as well. They are going to protectorate as well as conquer the place that has the wood. Ugh, the truth hurts. But also, this is going to give them land access here to Turkmenia, which is something I was not even that aware of, which will allow them to colonize a little bit faster. Okay. Japan is probably minding their own business. Just kidding. Japan is going for all the wars. They are going for the shuffle. They are going for the powers that they can conquer with like one boat that are very easy to conquer. Notably, Japan could just start wars and have someone else do them for them. We see France has managed to get a little bit of Kenya for themselves to prevent the UK from running away with it. We do see the UK. Let's see what they're up to. The UK has not started a war, it looks like, but they are aware of several wars. We see EIC. What are they up to? Still annexing their internals. Probably going to see this for a while. Prussia is probably relatively chilling because they do have some amount of infamy, which is okay. Austria has no infamy, should probably find a war, but that's okay. And Prussia, very importantly, is getting a bankroll. The bankroll is so strong, and this is also another reason to not do anything as Prussia. We do see the Netherlands, unfortunately, find themselves embroiled, and we see transfer East Dutch East Indies. So huge accumulation of infamy by Tarkus here, but you probably will be able to annex the Dutch East Indies before game end. You just want to make sure you don't go over 100 infamy. You don't have to stay under 25, you just have to stay under 100 in multiplayer. Otherwise, you could be cut down to size. But also, if the cut down to size can't be enforced on you before the end of the session, it doesn't really matter that much. But we do see 84, so when he gets events to go for Mexico, he might have to go over 100 infamy. So this is a bit of a vibe. Why Turkmenistan? So here, right now, Russia cannot colonize into here. They will be able to colonize into here once they grab this. I don't know. It seems like something you could consider doing. Seems reasonable. Let's get updated GDPs following that big war, though. And also, so that you guys have some sort of growth to look at. We will see, let's update, we have some cells in the wrong spots. We get academia, we're well on our way. We might have had our cells organized correctly to begin with. Okay. Yeah, not like this. You guys get to see me in real time struggle bus here. No. Not like this. Not like this. Excelling is too hard. It's too hard to excel. The first step to failure is to try, so never try. Ah, the truth hurts. Alright, France is up about 1.6 million GDP, so we'll get 26.7 on them. Just get a slight amount of growth. They were, of course, involved in a big war. Russia's actually gone down in GDP, which is kind of something that Russia does fairly often. So at the very, very outset, this is a Russia vibe. We get 9.9 for a slight, or we'll just call it 10, because we are rounding up to the nearest number. Here we get 82.7 for Qing, so Qing has got a very small amount of growth from 82.4 at game start. EIC has probably grown the most because they've actually annexed powers, and looks like they're getting occupied. EIC GDP is actually down, and they're going to be down because of they're down around 7 million, and they're definitely down because they haven't established enough trade yet to offset being released from the UK. And so this is going to be why they're down around 7.1 million. And the USA is up 9 million. So with about 50% growth here for the USA, huge potential, but this is off of peeling states, if I'm not mistaken. Just acquiring states like, wait, did they not conquer Benin yet? Where's the USA's growth coming from? Exactly. What did they conquer? To do, oh, they got China and EIC, and this is also a reason why EIC has lost some stuff. It looks like this is a bit of a vibe, though. We do see the subjects rising up against the East India Company. So we're going to kind of finish updating the score here. But the UK is down around 2 million. Again, this is from being forced to be released. Forcing to release the UK. Prussia is probably not going to have moved too much in GDP. They're up about 1.5 million. Which, to be fair, is a very large percentage. And this is why Prussia, even though in the abstract might not be the best pick in terms of being able to execute stuff, their potential growth rate is really high. And Austria is down a little bit of GDP, so we have them at 16.4, but really expecting Prussia to kind of take off from here quite strongly. The reason, of course, being that Prussia has the bankroll from Russia, which Russia should be keen to join any play against Prussia. And so if the Prussia players kind of heads up about this, they won't declare in regions where Russia has any sort of interest. They'll just dodge that specifically. We can see what's going on here. They're trying to annex Hyderabad, Nagpur, Gujarat, Bastar. Bombay is here trying to, or USA is trying to get a Bombay treaty port. Don't know what that's about, but we do see these as well, and we are expecting to see East India make it through this and annex all these guys. They are high up on the infamy, but this is a huge GDP growth sort of position that they could have, so that's going to be good for them. It looks like our cells have not updated stuff correctly, so we'll see. Wait. Okay, no, stuff is updated correctly, but this is not, maybe we could make this a little bit cleaner here, huh? And so we do see currently negative growth for the UK, which not expecting it to be by the end, but we'll see. Did any players swap capitals? That is an interesting question. So Russia, I think, is the one where it would be most worth swapping capitals on. And have they swapped capitals? They did swap capitals to Perm. Prussia, you used to be able to tuck your capital. It looks like they've kept it here. You used to be able to tuck your capital in Westphalia, and it'd be very difficult to access, especially if you had a Prussia-France combo, because there was not this land route through, but that's less of a consideration now. I'm expecting that to be, maybe USA move their capital. I think this is the only capital spot. It's still in DC. But you're avoiding paying the penalty, so that's a bit of a thing. You have chat on screen now for this? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Can Britain still transfer Hanover to another team member? That's the only way I see to block German formation. They might be able to. They have to have a team member with, monarchy, which they do in, I think Prussia and Austria both have monarchies, but they would not want to block the formation of Germany because Germany's on their team, right? The funny thing is that Pennsylvania does have Indian cultural community. Big nice. Is that the Marathi? But we do see a lot of infamy for Team 2. So Team 2, if Team 2's basically either got two choices right now. They are either done with expanding in terms of taking raw states, or they're going over 100 infamy and leaving themselves open to being cut down to size. So we will see what happens. What is the benefit of switching the capital to Perm? So there's a big disadvantage in single player. I think this is bad because having access to the coast in terms of where your market is, to be fair, you can keep your market capital in Ingria. In fact, so in single player, I think it's better to keep the capital in Ingria because if you have a revolution, having access to the coast is really valuable because you don't lose all the market access. In multiplayer, it is really hard to get to Perm. It takes forever to get to Perm, which makes it very hard to enforce war goals on Russia. Perm is also an excellent state, so having a little bit of extra migration attraction, a little bit of extra infrastructure, these types of things is going to be really good because Perm is one of the best states in the game. So in terms of where you move it, I think Perm makes the most sense, but why you move it is to make yourself less vulnerable against landings. So you can see here, you have to land and push one thing to get to Paris. London just needs to be landed. You need to land and push one to get to Berlin. Very hard to get to is also Austria, especially if they move their capital to Bohemia. Now, they haven't moved their capital to Bohemia, but I'm just saying, and to be fair, Austria is a little bit harder to get to from the Russian side, so maybe Austria is even a better capital. But this is the reason why you do it. You didn't see who was in what team? No. I mean, you're right in terms of their strategy. And they probably should transfer Hanover over to Prussia before Hanover becomes independent. Or try and figure out how this works. Does gifting states work with cut down to size? I don't think it does. I don't think this counts as a thing. We see Alex pause. So we're going to see if this is a player versus player war. No, that's just an intermittent pause. It's not a PvP war, but we do see him making progress into Persia here. We are moving at kind of a decent clip, which is going to be nice. But I don't think you have to ungift the states. So I think even if there's a cut down to size on USA, I think they still keep Bombay here or keep Suzhou here. I think the USA is in a really good spot as long as they they need to try and get access to this coast so that they can support Qing and EIC better. But maybe that's okay either way. Definitely seeing a little bit of growth. The growth right here in terms of size is very small. Yeah, are you the only person who hates local prices? I don't hate local prices, but I do hate local goods. Electricity being incredibly tedious is definitely a vibe. Let's see what the vote is for who won the draft. Looks like people think Team 1 has won the draft overall, with Team 2 being kind of second place. I think I'm fine with Team 1's draft. I think that Team 1, well, I would have liked to have seen someone, I don't think Japan is necessarily that great, but having access to France and Russia is particularly strong with the kind of maneuver Team 3 made, which I don't hate Team 3's maneuver. I think it's going to be interesting to see if it plays out for them. Considering this is a long pause, I think someone has joined a war against someone else, and we do see they have joined a war against Prussia, against France. And I don't know about this. We have 3-on-1, and so he's going to be waiting another 30 seconds before unpausing. But this is a bit of a vibe here, right? I don't think Portugal... Well, so Portugal... Oh, they have a defensive pact. They auto get pulled in. That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. No war goals have been put on Great Britain. They might be trying to negotiate something. And so it looks like Team 1 is in Team 3's chat. They're all up in their oven. You know what I mean? They got the mitts in the oven. But that makes sense because these are the two teams involved. And so they're probably trying to discuss. France is kind of stepping on Great Britain's toes here, but not in a way that really does too much. We don't see any more war goals in here. But I think it has been 30 seconds, so we will unpause for this now. Whoa. Alright, what do we have going on here? Someone has left the game. Alright. You DC'd. So we can try and hot join. All right.
Oh boy.
So hide your kids from the stream. So you DC'd. Does anyone have experience with hot joining on this patch? Is hot joining broken, or do we have to rehost? Or is hot joining work, or do we have to rehost? Does anyone know?
No
I am not
experience.
familiar.
No familiar.
No clue.
All right. Let's
Should
see.
I leave this call? I'm from a different team.
No, you're fine. You just
Okay.
it's on stream. It's fine. Rage quit? No.
Rage quit.
Someone's suggesting that he rage quit.
You never know. You never know.
That is true. That's fair enough. So why don't we... In the past, you've had to rehost. Let's just rehost. Or actually, let's just try and hot join. The things should still be in there, Connor. Just try and hot join. And if that doesn't work,
Can we just save?
Yeah, we should save too.
Okay, I'm trying.
Also, nobody... oh my god, I forgot to tell nobody to build. Nobody build.
Yeah.
Well, I had this question in my team earlier. Is changing PMs gonna mess it up?
Don't
just
change
building
anything.
buildings?
Don't change anything.
Sounds good.
Whoever's team 1, go over there and tell your team. Alright, you guys,
Impressive.
while he's joining, don't build anything or change PMs or do anything.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
copy.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
My hands are in the air.
Hands up.
Yep,
This
hands
is
up.
a raid. FBI, open up.
Basically.
Gotcha.
Basically. So after, why don't we actually go into the teams and see what they think of the draft? Okay, so while we are getting a join, while we are getting set up with Connor, what do you guys think of the draft?
I think we got kind of old in the draft, honestly.
Really?
Maybe a little bit.
Chat thinks you guys won the draft.
So I thought that initially, but thinking about it more, I don't really think we have the leeway to go mess with Qing and EIC because we have to deal with Europe, and I don't think we can win Europe.
Well, the thing is I think Japan, I think on average, Russia and France is stronger than the average of Austria, Prussia, Great Britain, but it's kind of like a 3v2, right?
Yeah, that's the issue.
Is it
right?
supposed to play?
Huh?
Yeah, are we supposed to be playing?
Yes.
It's on pause?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. All right, well, I now have Persia as a protectorate, so...
Fair enough.
Nice.
I'm enjoying my sneaky takeover of Ethiopia. Just
Yeah, I'm
Well, I'm
really
hoping for a
stressed
movement to
playing
spawn.
France, I won't lie.
Yankees fan will love that. So you guys think that overall, do you think that it was the Japan pick, or what makes you guys think that you lost? Because the fact
That's
that
just my
you're having a
opinion,
team
not
3
necessarily
thing,
the
you're fighting team you're fighting the other, like the big Europe team, right? That team you don't necessarily have to be fighting, right? So
Yeah,
although
we
I
just
don't
have
want
to
to give
out GDP
ideas.
them for sure.
But in
No,
terms, so do you think that was a draft problem though?
I mean, I think that both of the other teams have really cohesive drafts, and that's not like I think we have a lot of growth potential in our drafts, but
Uh-huh.
also like so does USA, Qing, EIC, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go to the other teams and get their ideas on the draft.
oh,
What's up?
I want to say before you go that UK and I agreed. Oh, well, Portugal back down. Never mind. Doesn't matter.
Okay, fair enough. That works.
All right, good stuff.
Yeah, but
All
you
right.
don't want to start it.
So, Team 2, what do you guys think of the draft? Chat thinks that you guys had the second best draft.
Oh yeah.
I think the only reason we could get away with the draft that we did
Uh-huh.
is because there's a relatively high proportion of relatively new players in this match today,
Yeah.
right? Because like we have very high scaling potential. We could
Yes.
potentially build up a lot of momentum, but we're also really easy to bully like early on.
Yeah, the team team 1 was talking about the fact that they were fighting the big Europe team made it difficult for them to bully you.
Yeah, no, exactly. Instead of
Hey man,
of
I got East
partitioning-
Indies out of it. I secretly, I swept East Indies from
I
under
saw
the
that.
nose of the other great powers. Yeah, I was like, yo, free East Indies. Who's gonna stop me? London's occupied, man.
So, I
Is
mean,
the-
with like,
is there? You guys did Qing and then USA on your third and fourth pick, right? Or did you do?
We did.
Oh,
Qing
you had
first.
second pick.
we did Qing first, and then EIC and USA.
Okay. Okay.
I don't think it really mattered. We had like back-to-back picks in our second one, so we probably would have picked USA second for the strategy because we're obviously
Right.
trying to do migration stuff. But
Yeah.
actually, we saw that UK was picked early, and then we kind of like last minute decided to also do India because that just sounded fun and interesting.
India is definitely hard to play, but it looks like you got the event for the turmoil, right?
Yeah.
Why do you have no
I-
turmoil? Did you abdicate somewhere, or okay, you do have
I have
turmoil.
not- I do have turmoil. I have not abdicated. I probably should though. That's actually.
Yeah.
More Indian turmoil just means more immigrants to America once I get those states. bro.
Poggers.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're trying to devastate as much Indian
That,
American.
that's actually
land
the
as
plan. It is the plan to devastate in order to get me to get more migrants.
So you guys also have the highest infamy out of any team. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yes. I think it was worth it. If I'm gonna take the infamy, why not now, right? I got the East Indies out of it, and don't tell the British team, but I'm about to free Hudson's Bay Company secretly. They don't even realize it.
How does that work?
I'm supporting the Iron Confederacy with a war goal to liberate HBC, and Britain just like didn't raise any troops. So I don't know what to say to it. I don't think they realize that I'm here.
Bold play, Cotton. We'll see if it plays.
It's work. Hey man, you look at Canada whenever you're ready. You tell me if it's working.
Yeah,
okay?
no.
Hey.
It's still a bold play, Cotton. But also,
Okay, yeah.
if they, once you occupy all that, they won't be able to like land you. So.
Exactly.
Jesus.
I want to free Canada because Canada
'Cause
is
you're
like my soft
Canadian?
underbelly against the British, and I'm Canadian.
Yeah.
But I want to free Canada because I'm worried the British will like defeat me in a land war. But I'm pretty sure I can hold off a naval invasion if they go for it. So I'm gonna try to just get rid of
Yeah.
free all these guys if I can.
Mixed track.
Yeah. I also moved my capital to Missouri because I'm a troll. But you know, we'll,
I noticed it was in DC
good.
for quite a while.
yeah, I forgot to move it, and I was like, wait a minute, I'm gonna go to Missouri for now, and I'll go to Colorado later once we go west.
Yep, that makes sense. We do go west. Bit
Hell
rough
yeah.
eating the penalty. This is gonna suck for the UK team though. I won't let them know what's going on, but they might notice.
Thank you.
But
Thank
I
you.
am
They're
gonna go.
they surely they will notice when the UK player sees the war support going down. But yeah,
Yeah. We're gonna jump in on team 3 and see what they think of the draft.
sounds good. Thanks for checking in, journalist.
Yep. Alright, so I am making rounds, seeing what people think of the draft, and what did you guys think of the draft? In terms of who won the
I mean,
draft?
I was
Going-
incredibly surprised that we didn't get
Yeah.
Qing. I picked this one specifically for Qing. I think we got a really good draft.
Getting Russia, Russia's crazy.
I like your guys' draft a lot as well. Chat hates your draft. We voted who
What?
got the best draft, and you guys only got 24%. You were at like 10% for a while. And it might just
Wow.
be because I like your guys' draft. I like your guys' draft a lot. But,
I'm just picking against the stream.
huh?
Well, chat, we've got some secret news for chat.
Yeah? I think
Team 1 has requested us to attack Team 2 once our truce with Qing has run out, and we're probably going to do it.
that makes sense. That's going to be the interesting one.
Yeah.
Do you so like one thing about the Team 3 or your guys' team, which is UK, Prussia, Austria, is you get the super early North German Federation form. What did you think of the immediate intervention on the Holstein thing, which is kind of the only way that someone could stop it?
I thought it was completely stupid because they got destroyed in the war. If they had a third European power to help them, I think it would have been reasonable. But they were just going to get destroyed.
I think that if they're going to stop you, they have to do it then. They should have maybe tried to coordinate with the other team if they thought that stopping Prussia formation was important. But that's the time to do it because you can't side in on the German leadership.
Yep.
So that's the reason I really like your guys' draft, is if you picked Prussia with the thought that Austria is probably going to go 8th, then Prussia looks a lot more attractive. But if someone else picked Austria, like if Austria got picked instead of EIC and you were UK, Prussia, EIC, that also would have been okay, right? So, and then I guess the awkward pick would have been UK, Prussia, USA, if that had happened. I think
the thing that was actually an accident. I was thinking we had Qing, and none of the players other than me were comfortable in Russia, and so I didn't pick Russia because of that. But
interesting. So it's a comfort thing. So you would have picked Russia if they had liked Russia. That's interesting. So that's the main question, is like, why go Prussia over Russia? But like, I think it's not unreasonable to go Prussia over Russia. It's just a higher risk pick. Also, do kind of like, so Great Britain can kind of do some nasty things with Hanover to prevent the formation. So you just have it uber locked in with having the UK as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am worried about India, China, America, though. That's a lot of population.
It is a lot of population. I think I'm going to get an updated score for everyone and then feed it to you guys now that we've gone a little bit of time. And some of the... so UK and EIC normally get crushed by the release at game start. So I think we're moving past that a little bit.
Yeah, we're just a little bit past that now.
So I'm going to go back to org. Thank you, guys. Hopefully I didn't distract Team 3 too much from the fact that they're getting this is happening. But that's all the coast. So that's going to be a bit rough. Iron Confederacy, though. Yeah. And they have conquer all this. Yeah, I wonder if they're going to notice. But I do think that this is... if you... Team 2 is going to get ganged up on, it sounds like. And also, this doesn't necessarily help matters, right? And it's not directly helping you, but it is getting you in a situation where you're going to have a little bit of an easier time, maybe. But UK might be able to leverage this land border still later with Lower Canada, Upper Canada, New Brunswick, these types of ones, so... You can liberate countries, so this is one of the ways that Qing gets slathered, is through the liberation of countries, and it sounds like that they want to go after Team 2. So we are going to update the GDPs here. So France's GDP, now, after game start, looks like France is going for a little something. Looks like they're up to 30.5, which is up about 4 million from our last check-in. And puts them up 5 million in total. Russia, which was down a little bit from game start, is up to 30.7, so they're up at 3 million. Japan was at 10 million in our last check-in, and 9.8 at game start. They are up to 10.7, so some modest growth. Japan's kind of making some money moves, in Ethiopia. It do be like that. So their overall team growth is going to be 8.6, with a 13% growth. We have Team 2 with Great Qing, EIC USA. Taking a look at the Great Qing, they are up 4 million on their Great Qing themselves, which is kind of a little bit of a modest growth. Kind of was expecting a little bit bigger, but they are protectorating and tributarying down here. So before the end of the session, they'll probably have a chance to annex those, so that'll be a bit of a vibe. USA's GDP has gone down from 27.6 to 26.5. I imagine that has to do with the quantity of their mobilization. But they are still up an enormous amount on the session, up 60% on the session, up 10 million from kind of their starting GDP. And EIC was at 32 million in last check-in. They are probably considerably better now, both from exporting stuff, to fix their prices, and also because they've annexed a bunch of powers. They're up to 41 million, up a little bit from game start. And so let's take a look at the UK and the rest. The UK is up to 24 million, which is up about 2 million back to their starting GDP, basically. They have suffered a little bit from the release of the EIC, which kind of messes with their prices, so I still think that's a bit of that. We have Prussia, which is up about another million from 11.5 last check-in to 12.7. And we have Austria, which last check-in was at 16.4, up a huge amount. Austria having a huge come up to 21.3, remembering that Prussia has a bankroll, so Prussia is actually in a really good spot to keep growing, and we do see Team 2 is pulling ahead in first place with a score of 8.38. Team 1 has a score of 4.96, and Team 3 has a score of 3.33, so Team 3 kind of getting the worst of it, at least right now. We see some negotiating happening between the teams, and the fact that the teams can see negotiating happening is always a bit of a vibe. But we will post the guys' current score in the chat for them, so that they can see what's going on in terms of the scores. Does USA realize they have to occupy the UK? Well, I'm trying not to help the teams. I'm also not 100% sure they have to occupy the UK for independence. They have to occupy UK for liberate, but I actually don't think they have to occupy for independence. Oh, they do, because their suzerain is still participating. That is incredibly awkward then. Also a little stupid. Oh, it's for liberate. Okay. I thought they had independence as no. Okay, I'm being silly. Yeah, they didn't know. I have a question. I have Vic 3 Grand Edition and Vic 2 with 2 major expansions, and I've been playing Cold War mods, but I've been playing Vic 2 more than Vic 3, since it seems to have more content, even only taking account base with mods of the Vic 3. My question is, what's your opinion on Vic 2? I have like 60 hours in Vic 2, so I don't have an opinion. USA landed on UK? Oh, Pog. That is a vibe. No. Great Britain might be a little bit asleep at the wheels here, thinking that this is just a normal native uprising and not a USA intervention. But starting to see maybe things kind of go off the rails a little bit for... well, so Team 2... I think Team 2 is a little bit in store for a reckoning. Because I think they're going to get dogpiled. But also... Man, oh man. Rupert's Land. Is the USA the only one streaming? Someone else is recording. But the USA is streaming. That is Tarkus's stream, so you can check the Vic 3 category and find him. He is streaming the 3v3v3 if you want his perspective. But Rupert's Land has been made. So we do see, you know, kind of an interesting situation emerging. Let's get a different overlay here. Yeah, the growth for Team 2 is also going to slow down a little once they annex everyone here. We're going to save and see if he can hot join. We're going to let everyone know, don't take any game actions. Don't take any game actions till Connor's back. Don't take any game actions till Connor's back. Connor, can you try and hot join again?
Yep.
So, a little bit rough not noticing that the USA was involved in that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's just Hudson Bay Company.
No, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter that much.
I mean, the only unfortunate thing is now I have a truce with the USA.
That is an unfortunate thing. That is a bit of a vibe. It's not too big a deal, though. Makes it so you can't deck USA specifically. Which is overall not too big a deal.
Okay, he has
Mine was
no,
hard to deck China anyway. Question is, how many separate wars do we declare? Because if we declare too few, then there's
That
some
is a
problems.
question. Also, how many things to make primary is always a
I think
vibe.
we have to just make one conquer primary and a bunch of liberates primary. Unless they transfer the state we're conquering to a teammate, in which case we primary and we conquer.
They can't transfer while they're a target. They have to...
Well, we can't... I guess a teammate can declare on USA.
Yeah, that's how you break it, is the declaring, but you can't use the transfer mechanic. Let me know when you're back on...
Okay, I'm back on.
Okay. You're good to go. Let's give our runner 30 seconds. Warning. And we will be off on our way. Let's check in with Team 1. So, did you guys notice what happened in Canada?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you talk to UK about it already?
The USA joined in Iron Confederacy uprising.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and for liberate. Yeah.
I'm loving it.
I saw
It was good to
the
me.
war happening, and I was like, we were talking about it, and then I joined the UK thing right as US landed him, and I was like, oh wow, US landed you, and he was like, huh? I was at war with US. I didn't even realize.
Also, I'm now
Yeah,
Republican, by the way.
Yeah, me too.
Yes! Thank God. Ugh.
Life is good.
Life is good.
Honestly, screw the restoration. Just
I
don't do
have passed Republic and we're about to go for actual democracy.
oh man.
Oh, nice.
it. Nice. That's
Yes.
parliamentary republic too. Did you abdicate to that?
Yeah, I abdicated to Intelligentsia and I just got lucky, I guess, out of the options.
Doesn't
I think
that
I've
break
noticed
the...
that Intelligentsia always does parliament.
Oh,
I
it
know,
does
break the
switch
journal
restoration.
entry.
You have to. You have
Fuck
to.
the
Well, you have to
honorable
go back
resto.
to monarchy. Yeah. So listen, if you go back to monarchy, you'll be able to do the restoration. But
Yeah.
Are we really gonna play until 1850 here? I
Exactly.
guess we'll
I'm
probably-
considering
I guess we
if
could play till 1850
We have
actually.
3 more hours.
Yeah, we have a long time.
if I get to the point where the petite bourgeoisie get in power, I'll put back in the monarchy, but I want to make
What
sure
do you actually
economy-
get for the restoration other than your companies?
Korean
You don't really
claims.
get anything. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is real. Actually, that's super real.
But for now, I want to
Well,
just
here's what I think we should do. Wait, okay. So first of all, Gemmalist, did you already hear about our agreement with the Europe team?
You have to message me your agreements, both parties, for them to count
Okay,
for the
I'll
5%
message it to
score.
you then.
Both parties have to just DM
I
them
see.
to me. Just so I have
Yep.
record.
Sounds good. And then
Try and DM me the
I-
exact same text as the other person.
oh, okay. Well, I'll just ask him to copy it and
Yeah.
paste it to me then. the other thing I was gonna ask was, I was under the impression that while we had truces, people wouldn't be able to join Diplo plays, but they
Nope.
can, I guess, if
Yep.
they're on defense. Is that true for all Diplo plays?
So the way that it works is there's no special game rules for the multiplayer regarding that, and the way that the game logic works is if you are joining on defense, you can always join on defense,
Okay.
Okay.
unless you
That
have
makes sense.
humiliate. So you could humiliate
Oh.
people,
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay.
and then they can't join against you.
Ah.
That sounds
But
good.
also in 3v3v3, you could just attack the teammates instead. So, like,
Yeah, but then they can join, right? So like if we humiliate Ching, and then attack EIC, then Ching can't join, right? Just period.
right, but Ching
You know, hypothetically.
Ching can just attack one of your allies. Is what I'm saying.
Yes,
I'm saying the fact that
But
they
then
can't
we-
fight you
we do
directly
that,
is
yeah.
less valuable in light
But
of
not
the
if
fact.
there's a truce.
But they have to have a truce with all your allies too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But just like generally speaking, you could circumvent. You can make it so that the team suffers much more easily because you can declare on any of the 3 members. So. Yep. Yep.
Uh-oh.
William of Hanover is still alive in 41. How do you stabilize India when the UK releases it? Well, you get an event and you can choose one option that gives you a ton of turmoil, and they had to choose the turmoil option. So they have a bunch of turmoil everywhere. It's kind of what they have going on, which means lower construction speeds. So their growth is going to be a lot less from construction and a lot more from this. They also have gone over 100 infamy. So they can be cut down to size, which is, I think, a mistake, because I think that's the war goal that will get declared on them if teams 1 and 2 are kind of paying attention. So I think they're flying a little bit too close to the sun. France does not currently have much turmoil, which this is something to keep an eye on in France. They might not be running high taxes, but we don't see any turmoil anyway, so that's going to be good. Is Generalist just spectating? Yes, I am playing Gobir currently. Just spectating, effectively. I'm playing Gobir because if you're in spectator mode, you can't click on stuff off to the side, and like if I wanted to show off a tech, for example, I need to actually be playing a country. Is it like the Dutch East Indies? It is like the American East Indies, yes. It's also like the Dutch East Indies. So you do get the event, it pulses every 20 years. So it is a little bit of a vibe. But Team 2 is going to be in a little bit of a... I mean, so if they get cut down to size, Great Qing also over? No, Great Qing's not high infamy. Is USA high infamy? No, they're not. Not yet. But this is stranger danger right here. Getting to Pariah. How far over 100? They're far over. There are no mods in, so they are real far over. Like, this is not going to dictate down for several more years. And a cut down to size will represent several million GDP loss unless you, like, feed all the states you conquered. So you could feed all the states you conquered to the USA as you're conquering. This is something you could do, so cut down to size would do nothing. If you fed Hyderabad, Nagpur, Central India, Adwa, and I think those are the only ones. If you just feed these to the USA, no problem. You can get cut down to size and you don't care. You don't care at all. In fact, you could have even USA declare for themselves, conquer them. If you get declared to be cut down to size, you could have the USA declare on you. You conquer all this stuff, and then the USA, so that they don't get cut down to size, because now they're over 100 infamy, but they're still not at war, feeds everything to the final ally in Qing, and then Qing has a bunch of these states. Overall, the states belonging to the USA is probably going to be overall the most valuable, because the USA has the best PMs. So they're not using them, but they do have the best PMs. They also have homesteading, so like homesteading here, with all this, You also see a bunch of the ownership is still in the home counties. They haven't seized ownership, which is a little bit interesting. They should probably do that, especially because I'm sure they have bad relations with the UK by now. We see Alec as we see a pause from the Russia player, but no Diplo play. So we could jump in and see what's going on. Okay, it's just an intermittent pause. They have a temporary advantage with the turmoil and opium wars, slow future progress. This too. Let's take a look. Actually, they don't have the opium, lost the opium wars. Let's see the modifier. More state penalties from turmoil, which I don't know how much they have. Minus offense is kind of bad. They can play defense decently strong though. They are Confucian. Racist reactions, it do be like that. President Juan Laval, do you have racial segregation? Is he not racially discriminated against? European heritage, okay. Fair enough.
We have a DC in the UK again, by the way. So I don't know if it was paused on. Oh well, fair enough.
Are they? Yeah. If someone DCs, did you say DC or desync? We're gonna rehost. I think. So we're gonna save up and rehost. We're gonna tell everyone to save and then jump to the organization channel. Big classic on the 3v3v3s, of course having technical difficulties while trying to manage stream. We could have someone else host. Probably someone in... We'll need to see someone on the East Coast would be better. The goal is to have the highest GDP growth, basically.
It's growth times percentage.
Yes, so nominal growth times percentage growth. Answering a stream question here. So the question is does anyone have a really nice computer and is on the East Coast, or how many European players do we have?
I'm currently in Europe.
Do we have
US.
So I've got pretty good internet. The only thing is I'm streaming and I don't know how good it'll be. I've hosted games before, not in Victoria 3, but in other Paradox games, and it's been fine. So I can try hosting if you want. I'm on the West Coast though. I'm on the West Coast.
East Coast would be preferable for the European players.
Okay.
Right. But if we don't have anyone on the East Coast, USA,
Hi.
you might be better, Tarkus, than me. I think your computer's probably nicer.
Based. Host advantage coming my way.
Host advantage, basically.
Advantage.
The inputs. Does anyone have a nice computer and is on East Coast USA for hosting?
I'm connecting live from Australia.
From Australia.
I'm on East.
How many
I'm on
Europeans
East
do we
one.
have?
My computer is Western USA, but I am currently in France.
Okay.
I'm on East Coast.
Wait, what do you mean your
but, like,
computer is Western USA, but you're currently in France?
I'm currently streaming to my desktop in California.
What the fuck?
What's the lag like?
Not bad at all, actually. For map games, it is perfect.
Jesus, Giga Chad.
Yeah, that's why I can't just type in the thing, by the way. It doesn't copy-paste properly. One small issue.
Okay, that is a small issue. Why don't you host, Tarkus?
Alright, send me the save file and I'll
You didn't save before you exited?
No, I was like, yo, we gotta get I didn't save.
He literally said
bro,
save and then whatever.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the save part. Look, send me the save file. It's not a big save file.
I can't
It's
upload it to Discord. I don't have
okay.
You can use WinRAR to compress it and send it.
Well,
that's gonna take longer than me just trying to rehost.
I have an autosave on May 1st. When is the save supposed to be?
1 second, I'll send him the
May
save
1st
right
is
now.
fine.
Just give me 30 seconds.
That was before the DC.
In that case, everyone
That's
okay with May
14
first?
days.
Okay, I'm okay with May 1st.
May
Fine,
1st?
yeah,
Okay, I'm
sure.
gonna launch the autosave then.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Okay, perfect.
I don't have the American Buildings pack. Is everyone okay with that?
Wow.
I don't think the game is playable
Jeez.
without those.
Yeah.
Screw America. Who gives a damn?
Wow. Typical Canadian. Just mad because he's
Okay,
bad.
how doeth we us join?
He's gonna send us a
I'm, about
link.
to put it, I'm putting it in the I'm putting it in the Diplo section.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
Cool.
The link is up. I will accept everyone that comes in.
Alright.
Except journalist. He's
Yeah, fuck
hijacking
that
he's hijacking the 3v3.
Actually, we're just gonna do a private multiplayer game. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Same rules as before, right? Like, just pick your country and don't hit start yet.
Yeah, do not start until everyone's in. Do
Alright,
not click anything until everyone's in. Don't even breathe.
Got it.
I'll be right back.
Dang.
Alright. Anyone have any thoughts on the game so far?
I'm having a blast.
Having a blast?
Yeah.
I know
It's
you
fun
guys
stuff.
want to be cagey about the information, but maybe you guys could talk about the draft, because that's already been discussed extensively. I don't think anyone's gonna information reveal too much on it.
Well, I'm happy finally flipping away from the disgusting laws that I was on at this moment.
You're Japan, right?
Finally passing a wealth republic as Japan, yeah.
Very nice.
Thanks.
Very nice.
I'm
Did you think about drafting anything other than Japan? Because the ninth pick's the most interesting one.
Yeah, we kind of took a little longer thinking about it than most people did after the very first pick. We were thinking about doing Spain, I think. That was our sort of
Yeah.
second idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
think
we were kind of
It's also
talking about
what we were
Japan.
thinking about.
We were talking about Japan from the beginning of the draft because all three of us, I think, were interested in playing Japan,
got it.
and also, assuming that Qing and EIC are gone, that's sort of the third of that ilk.
Yeah. Definitely. It is just the most populous other than those, right?
Well, no, the
Russia.
third most populous is Russia.
Russia, yeah, but
No,
That
I
gets-
mean,
and then Austria,
other
and then
than,
France, and
other
then
than
Japan.
the top 8 picks. I'm just trying to think if Ottomans have more. Pop.
Ottomans don't have more. Japan has more.
Yeah.
Oh, well, with Egypt, if you include Egypt, then Ottomans can very quickly get more than Japan, but...
Yeah, I think
I
Ottomans
don't know that I've
journals are worse.
Yeah, it's more structured, the way that you get out of being in a bad position.
I don't know that I've ever actually played Austria before, so the bulk of my knowledge is just generalist videos. So if I do poorly, we can just blame it.
You had some of the biggest GDP growth between the second check-in and the first check-in and the second, as Austria.
we conquered a lot of stuff. I mean, we got Sardinia, Piedmont,
I can let
Bosnia.
you guys know who has the biggest percentage GDP growth.
Who is it?
USA has the biggest percentage GDP growth with 60%. Big part of
Let's
that
go.
being gifted 2 states at the beginning.
Yeah.
Then next is Prussia, and then next is France by 0.1% with 120.1%, and then Austria with 121%. Prussia's got 123.
Yo, I just had a crazy thought. Wouldn't the ultimate play to win the game be to have like Bahrain plus Qing and then just grant
It's
everything
team
in Qing
average.
to Bahrain?
It's team
Right.
average,
Okay.
yeah,
so I was gonna
so-
say you're
Yeah.
gonna be gaining like a huge amount of GDP as
So-
Bahrain, but yeah, you're right. team
So
average.
having
I
the
wanted-
really
I wanted to ask, what's the team for the U.S. GDP look like?
the team percentage growth for USA is the smallest with 10.7.
Damn.
But that's expected. That's because you have the
True
biggest.
tough.
You're
Yeah.
gonna have the biggest nominal
Yeah,
growth.
with EIC and Qing.
True.
Yep.
We scale better.
Yeah, that's right.
Depends on how long the game goes.
But
True.
are you
We're
guys?
going to
Is,
936,
is
right?
everyone in?
Are we ready? Wait. Oh,
I'm in.
wait. Okay.
I'm
It
in.
looks like everyone's in. Yeah. I'm gonna hit start. Okay, everyone good?
Yep.
Alright, I'm good. Go back to
okay.
your respective channels as well.
Wait, don't we have 10 though because of Go Beer? 3, 6.
It's
we have 9 in the...
9 others plus yourself makes 10.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Math's hard
you're so right.
sometimes, but that's okay. That's why we play map games.
Yeah.
We like the colors. Where's the link for the points spreadsheet? For the post, for Poe, the YouTube stream was like a lot of seconds behind, but Twitch is in sync, which is nice. Big nice. Did he start? Oh my god. I had to click. Alright. Here, I'm just gonna make sure everyone's ready. You guys are all ready, right?
What's up?
You guys are all ready, right?
Yeah.
I'm not in. Like, I'm ready, but the game hasn't started yet, right?
Yeah. Are you ready for me to unpause?
Yep.
You guys are
That's a
ready
good
for me to
atmospheric
unpause,
tension.
right?
Yes,
Yep.
we're ready.
You guys are ready for me to unpause, right?
What?
Are you guys ready for me to unpause?
Yeah.
Ready.
Alright.
When are we attacking China?
Boom. Alright. How close are T3 to forming Super Germany? I don't know if they'll form Super Germany. I think they just need nationalism to form the North German Fed. I can't remember if they need to get these guys as a subject, but it looks like they're already doing the things. They just have to get Schleswig-Holstein and Hanover into their market. So that's probably what they're working on right now. If we look at the power blocks, and we see where leverage is trending, it's trending positively for Zollverein, but not by a huge amount. People might be actually fighting over the block, the ability to pull these guys in. I don't know why I clicked on that. I could just let those time out. Clicking is hard sometimes, true. Clicking is hard most times, to be honest. But we do see kind of the situation and the tensions are emerging where teams 1 and 3, after opening with conflict, have kind of put that behind them, with team 1 looking to prevent North Germany at the game start. They didn't negotiate with team 2. If they'd negotiated with team 2, they probably could have blocked this, but they just gotta wait for the German miners to get nationalism. Yeah, they could wait for the German miners to get nationalism now instead of researching it themselves. But I think that the Schleswig-Holstein and Hanover won't be apart unless they're part of the customs union, no? It'd be cool if Vic 3 had a global display of stats. It would be cool to see at the end of your games how much of the global GDP and population is different from your other games. I think there are some things. You could look at. I mean, a huge chunk of the GDP is over here because of sub-farms. Especially as they get them out from being sub-farms. The Sinai one's a bit interesting. But we do see that going to France here. Let's see what the teams are up to in terms of wars. We see Austria is going for... Oh, that's Bosnian secession. I didn't realize they had Bosnia. When did they get Bosnia, son? I don't remember them fighting the Ottomans. But France is not up to anything. Russia, infamous. I think they had gone for Persia, and so now they're not up to anything. Japan is internally reforming. They were going for Ethiopia, last I checked. Looks like that's kind of what they're doing. This is a place where they can win wars. They're at 34 infamy, which is a kind of low number. Qing is reputable. They have subjugated a lot down here, so if we take a look at the power blocks, we should see some of these subjugations coming through. But it looks like they are just, for now, at least, chilling. Being chilling, even. And then we see, let's see, EIC, I think EIC's just going for it. I don't know if they plan on transferring a bunch of their states to the USA, or if they plan on just allowing themselves to get cut down to size, but that is... I mean, to be fair, they're going to have the biggest GDP growth here pretty soon. Wow, even with the annexes, it's looking kind of flat. Why is that? Not like this. And then USA, have they gone over... No, it looks like they're staying under 100. And that is a reasonable thing. Having one person go mega high infamy and then just transfer their stuff is maybe a bit of a plan. I don't know if they have this plan. It is an interesting one. I think it would be strong. And then let's see, Team 3 has got UK, Prussia, and Austria, so taking a look at what they're up to. UK is reputable. We see Dungeon Master pause. So that is France. Now are they pausing because of a desync? Or are they pausing because of a war join? Looks like they are pausing for a war. That's not involving their team? France, Russia, Japan? We don't hate it, but also a little bit interesting. So, oh no wait, it is involving their team. So we do see the war start. France, Russia, Japan, or France. No wait, this doesn't involve them. France, Russia, Japan. This is between these two. So let's go in Team 1 and see why they've paused. Did you pause because a PvP war was started?
Aren't you the one who paused?
It was paused by Dungeon Master.
Who is that?
That's not our group, I think.
I don't think it's any of us. No.
France paused.
Oh, it's France.
Okay.
Oh.
France is in the other
I know that
call.
we are about to launch a play.
France
we
is in
are,
the other call.
So.
Okay. Is
Yeah,
is the pause for the PvP war that was started?
It
Yeah,
is, and there's like
Okay.
we're about to declare a whole bunch of other PvP
Okay.
wars too. So
But pause
Yeah.
when you declare them, or I'm gonna unpause now.
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Just it's 1
boy.
minute for each of these.
Okay. Well,
Give
you
me
guys
a
should
chance
just
to
declare
respond.
on Qing. You guys should just declare on Qing so that we have time to
Okay.
think.
I'm gonna take Beijing, I guess.
Oh, we wanted Beijing. That was basically what we're here for.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Problems in paradise. Problems in the cut down one. Does UFC have to take on Infamy? Can EIC trade states with them? So that's the idea. They can trade states, but not if they're involved in a play. We see a play start, and we're going to have another minute pause. So, this will give Team 2 some time to respond. We see Fujian liberate Yue. Immediately, Qing war reparations, primary, and this is the great slathering, perhaps, but if they don't go for EIC, that's a huge miss. If they don't cut down to size EIC as one of these, because this is really where you could do a lot of damage, and it looks like they're not gonna be doing it. Cut down to size avoidance is probably weaker than bankruptcy. Cut down to size, I'm not sure what you mean. But Qing is going to be able to mobilize a really large army of really strong troops in the USA here. And then another war has been started, I assume. Or is that just to reset the timer? That's probably just to reset the timer. Because it is a minute per a declaration. So we are going to see Team 2 in for a bit of a time, a bit of a vibe, as it were. Yeah. Ah, no! Not like this. I like this. We'll tell him he DC'd. I told him to try and hot join. Alright, we'll see what's up with Team 2 here.
Marquez Schleswig-Holstein, doesn't that not...
Okay, so Connor's trying to reconnect. Thoughts on
Okay.
what's going on? Because there is stuff. Or
Well,
There's lots of stuff
I'm
going on.
invading Schleswig-Holstein with the hopes of breaking North German Federation, and
Are
also
we sure that that will break NGF?
I'm pretty sure it does because I'm not
Okay.
a German nation if I take it.
Okay, fair enough.
USA,
and,
not German, confirmed.
To confirm, not German. And then I was going to fight. I was going to get France, and Russia to come in the war and help out. But
Yeah,
they have a
we're
truce. They have a truce, and I should have checked that. So instead, I'm
Yeah.
going to probably stall out this war and then just like get France and Russia to declare a separate play, and then I'll piggyback off that separate play once because their truce is up in like a couple months.
No,
Yeah, it's
it's
not
up in a
very long.
year. Up in a year.
Yeah, well, you know,
That-
yeah, a year, a couple months. What's the
12
difference,
months.
right?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a difference.
What do you
It's
mean?
like 8 months.
There's a difference between 12 months and a year?
Yeah.
Year and a couple months.
Yeah.
Same thing.
I thought you were saying there's a difference between
I'm
12
gonna
months
go-
and a year.
I'm gonna go chit chat with my team.
Sounds good, man.
Mooches, fellas.
Any more thoughts on the other place?
Well, so there's the play in China, which is interesting that they're liberating UA because that would brick their own treaty port.
That
but
would, yeah.
losing UA is pretty painful.
Yeah, but
though.
they have. Anyways, I was thinking of just not fighting this and just letting them have it, but also I have like I have full gold reserves. I have an army. I might as well make them bleed a little bit. for
I
this
think
war,
that you
so-
should add a war goal to take Hong Kong and then just try to occupy Hong Kong as fast as possible, and maybe you can come out of this war with your treaty port back. Maybe. Might be tough to pull it off because you can also spam naval invasions on Hong Kong and just hope that the Britain player can't manage all that.
They hope they don't have
Um,
hands.
Yeah, exactly. I can also join the war
Yeah.
as
And I'm
well,
also-
and that'd be fine with me.
Yeah, sure.
Because then I can naval invade Hong Kong for you, and then that might go a little better.
Are you okay with joining this war? Because what about the whole situation in Canada?
Well, what's the worst that's gonna happen? They've already used up almost all their maneuvers.
That's
what are they
true.
gonna do?
Yeah, alright.
They still have 25, so let's wait a little bit. I can join at the last minute, see if they want to add any
You
more
can
maneuvers.
you
if they
can't
wanna add
join
some-
past 70% escalation.
Yeah, I remember from the rules. Yeah, so not past 70, but no, out of sync. We gotta add a sync, boys.
Who's?
It is Britain out of sync.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Someone might have clicked something.
Oh no.
Yeah, oh, Japan's
hot
also
join.
coming in on me. All right.
Alright.
Back to menu rehost. Is that what we do? Or?
Yeah, let's
No, he just has to leave. He just has to leave and rejoin.
Yeah. You
Okay.
can just rejoin.
Yeah.
All right, hands in the air.
All right, here come the Japanese.
Yep. Let's see. I'm gonna check it with Team 1.
Sounds good.
The free speech
Alright.
law, that'll give you my 25% resistance.
How are
Oh,
you
I
guys
see what you're
doing?
saying.
Friendly
And
reminder.
I imagine...
Oh no, just it says it's out of sync.
Yeah, he's gonna re-hot join.
Yeah, so don't
Probably.
construct anything or anything like that. Hands in the air.
No worries. Hands in the air.
Yep.
This is a stick up.
Yeah,
So
so if
essentially-
you
I just
if
need
you
to
just get
liberalize.
off censorship, if you just get off censorship, that's going to drop you by 25%, and then if you pass free speech, it's going to give you another minus 25. So that would be, I mean, at that point we're already almost there, but also if Russia gets more influence in you, that also brings us a lot closer. And I can get some more influence. Until I'm closer, it doesn't seem like there's much point to that. Also,
No
I can
worries.
take on your debt. Why don't I just? Oh, I
That would be
won't.
friendly.
I'm gonna take on your debt, Russia. Is what I'm gonna do, because you are looking like you might have quite a bit, and I have 4 million gold reserves because I'm
Nice.
not trying hard enough. Apparently, is it nice?
Well, no, that
It's
part
like-
isn't. But at least that you can bail us out like the U.S. government bails the
Who
banks.
has the
you know?
gold reserves?
Yeah, France.
France.
does.
France? Not Prussia?
Not necessarily the best. No,
Oh, wait.
Prussia is.
No,
Russia.
that's not on your
Russia,
team.
Russia.
Then never mind.
Yeah, Prussia's not here.
Russia,
Well,
how
clearly,
are you,
what I need to do is build.
how are you
what?
feeling about those war reps?
The war reps. I mean it. Yeah, sounds like a plan, right? Like, you mean taking out Qing?
Yeah, I'm
Like, it seems
unpausing
like
in
it will
15
cripple them, right?
seconds. Yeah. Just you're having to pay war reps to Prussia right now, right? Or did you not get enforcement?
You got
I currently have to pay war reps to a Prussia. Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah. That's probably why that truce thing happened.
Do we have all the players in the game here?
Yeah.
Can I do things?
Yep, you can do things now.
Okay. Awesome. Let's declare on Qing for Beijing,
It's
Japan.
also
Yeah.
I have
it's
declared-
out of sync.
Okay,
Oh,
so
it's
I'm
just
gonna
the game's out of sync for you?
For Great Britain, it says it's out of sync.
Yeah, I saw that.
But he just rejoined. It should be fine, right?
So just say okay.
Yeah, it looks good to me. Can we get
him.
the declare?
You're good, right, Connor?
Yeah, I'm currently good.
Alright.
If I keep
It's
do
an
something,
important
you might just need to
qualifier.
get me a alternate for now. In 2 weeks, I'll be back in North America, so hopefully things will be better.
Yeah. Oh, you're the player who's... Are you the player who's playing for France?
No, I'm on UK. I'm the
Okay.
one who's disconnected every time.
Yeah. Someone's playing remotely from their California computer while in France, so... I forget who that was. Alright. Alright. We are back in the thing. Gold reserve's not like this, basically. So we see France has paused. I think they're paused for a join. But we do see a ton of wars here. Wow, if Qing has to pay multiple war reps, that's going to be such a vibe, huh? Prussia doesn't put in a primary war goal that costs infamy versus USA here. And it's interesting to note, or important to note, that these guys are acquiring a lot of infamy going after Qing as well, or at least singular Qing states.
Yeah, Generalist, sorry
yes.
to pop in here while you're streaming. Could we have a washroom break? I really need to use the washroom, and people want to plan for these wars anyway. So can we declare like a washroom break for like maybe a couple minutes?
I'm gonna ask the other two teams, and if they're okay with it, then
Yeah,
yes.
that'd be perfect. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no,
Okay.
let me know. Thanks.
All right.
Can we figure out how to make up the extra 2 mil
Team
somehow?
2 has requested
Just
a
take
bathroom
on, like-
break. Do you guys want to take a 2-minute break?
That would be great.
All right.
For what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask Team 3. All right, Team 3. Team 2 has requested a bathroom break. Are you guys okay with a 2-minute break?
Yeah, sure. I think there's gonna be a lot of play joining
Yeah.
soon.
How about
So is each person gonna pause a minute, or is it just?
I'm just gonna let them know there's gonna be a lot of play joints and we don't have to pause anymore. But after we take the 2 minutes, okay?
Yeah. No worries.
All right, I'll just let them know. All right, so there's gonna be a ton of play joins. We're gonna take the 2-minute break, but after that, there will not be pausing when joins happen, just
got
to
it.
save time.
Okay, I'm gonna quickly go to the washroom then. I will be as fast as I can.
I will too.
Thanks.
All right.
I may as well.
I'll let everyone know that it's 2-minute break. All right, we have 2-minute break. If you want to chat in organization, you can.
Duration
All right,
claims.
we're gonna have a 2-minute break. If you want to chat in organization, you can. Stream will be
Okay.
hearing you. I'm gonna also use the restroom.
Okay, you can, before you go there, let's just clarify what's up with the debt things. Yeah?
Yeah, I just got
You're-
taken on my debt by Prussia, so
Oh,
take on
so
my
wait,
debt.
you
and I'll
have-
take on your debt. I have no
you
debt
have-
now.
But if I take on your debt, then you're gonna take on my debt, and you're gonna take on my 2.5 mil.
No, you should
You're
just
allowed to
accept
take on
my
debt.
take on debt.
If that's the question.
Yeah.
All right. I'll be right back, Chad.
It's you and me now, Chad. That said, I can't reach yet, so. Seems like some big things are happening.
Alright, I'm back, chat.
Okay, I definitely didn't say any slurs while you were gone.
I hope not. Chat will let me know if you did. Also, chat will probably let me know if you didn't, which creates a bit of a problem for me. Because even if you didn't, chat will be like, this guy Tom, he's saying stuff.
Hello.
Hey.
Alright.
Hello.
I'm gonna, I'll be right back, I'm just here to indicate that I am AFK.
Try and, okay.
Alright.
2 minutes
I
is...
just wore my headphones into the bathroom. Much for dust.
Well, we're also about
Alright.
to declare a bunch of other...
It is time
So-
to dunk on China.
Just...
You see the play in South China?
You guys, when you're joining plays, try and just join as quickly as you can and not at 70% escalation, because we're not going to be pausing.
Yep.
Okay.
Or if you're going to join at 70% escalation, then you have to pause for that. To give them a chance to respond.
Problems were one tick away from the South China one opening up, so.
Yeah, no, that's...
Can we just take an hour so that we can slay each other?
It'd be nice. Come on, no.
We're already taking a little longer than 2 minutes. Because...
No. Okay.
Because the 2-minute timer is, nothing.
Crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What do you mean, 2
Chat's
minutes is
saying
a
that you said some stuff about
perfectly
minorities.
reasonably length of
Terrible.
time.
Huh?
Who?
What do you mean 2 minutes is a perfectly
Look.
reasonable
Just because
amount of
Korea
time?
deserves to be part of Japan doesn't mean anything. Don't worry about it.
Korea
Some people
deserves to
might
be
say
part of
2 minutes
Japan.
is too long.
Not like this. I bet you think Nanjing too.
Wait, what did I say? Sorry, Koreans don't actually exist. They're just Japanese people.
Yeah.
So true.
I'm back.
You're back?
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah. Hello.
You guys have... We'll unpause in 30 seconds, or like 15 seconds. You guys can go back. I'm gonna run team 2.
I haven't finished.
Alright.
Alright, we're gonna unpause in like 15 seconds. Is Tarkus back? Are you guys good? No?
Well, it doesn't sound like
He just
he's
has a
back,
huge bladder. Alright.
I guess.
Jesus, waiting on Tarkus. Hi, Tarkus's stream. You guys let Tarkus know to pee faster next time. In the washroom. No, but that's fine. Maybe 2 minutes is like too short a time anyway.
We need to pass workplace regulations.
Yeah. But this will be interesting.
It will be.
You guys have a lot of plays declared against you currently. Or is it just 2? It's just 2.
It's fine. We game.
Yeah, that's true. F it, we game.
We were expecting to get bullied from day one, and we're kind of surprised it hasn't happened so hard yet.
Yeah, you don't have as bad malices as you would otherwise. I think also Ching just has only a defensive malice from... Or I mean an offensive malice.
Only
from
an
OP.
offensive malice, that's right. Defense, no malice.
Yep. Which is...
That's big.
Not as bad as actually having the Opium Wars ongoing.
As India, I have, however, misplayed, and my interest is in North China, so I'm not able to assist in this play.
Yep.
I don't think.
You could declare... yeah, you could declare on
I
the
guaranteed
people, but...
independence last second. Yeah, so I can declare, but I don't think I can go through. I'm not
No.
sure how the border will work.
Yeah, you know...
It's gonna be interesting.
You won't, unless China joins in the play you declare, I think, but then it gets a little bit messy or tricky.
We could do, unironically, 2 diplomatic plays at once, because I have an interest in South India, so you can do one on Ceylon, and I can join that one as well. So
Okay.
that works for me if you want to do it.
Yeah. We were talking about it, but you were saying that we wanted to be a little don't want to be too risky, but I'm down honestly.
Well, China wants to be safe, so let's not let China get involved in that play.
Oh, is that-
They just...
I'm unpausing
My
in
bad.
15 seconds.
Oh yeah, sounds good.
I'm unpausing in 10 seconds. I'm unpausing in 5
First
seconds.
to like liberate something theoretically.
Alright, chat. We're back in it. We're doing the things. China and the UK are going to have a bit of a vibe. Too much pressure. It's getting to them. It's going to be interesting. I'm shocked not to see a cut down to size here. I think that this is going to be an interesting one. Also, I'm not sure if liberate a subject works anymore. I think they prevented it, but you used to be able to liberate a subject when someone put liberate plays if you weren't planning on fighting it. But it's going to be very important for Russia to be in these plays more than anyone else. If Russia is not in this play, for example, that's a problem because they really need the land border. Also going to be a little bit weird. They're going to have land borders in 2 different wars simultaneously. Hopefully that doesn't create too many problems. We are seeing people joining in on these wars. We see Russia join in here for conquer Inner Mongolia. That's an interesting take. Is Japan inside Russia's? The Inner Mongolia is not going to have market access. That might have been a misclick. I have to imagine that's a misclick. I know it's very little infamy, but it's not bordering anything. We see conquer Jiangxi in here. Not many maneuvers left. So it's going to be nice and safe. Tibetan war reps is an interesting one. Do we want a pre-war growth check? Yeah, sure, let's do that. So let's check in on the pre-war status on these. So we see 31 million, up 1 million, 31.4, up exactly 1 million. Russia, now notably, if they're mobilized, it's going to be up a little bit. Russia's up 2.2 million, so up to 32 point... or well, it changed, 32.5 million. Japan was at 10.7 last time. Japan is now at 12 for a very large percentage bump since last time. The team's now up about 20%. Qing is up to 98 for a growth of like 8 million, 98.5. EIC was 4 million last check-in, expecting that to be quite a bit higher. Not as high as I would have expected, but okay, we got 44.3. To be fair, their construction is slower because of the turmoil, so even though they're conquering a bunch of stuff, they're going to have a little bit worse on the construction. USA is up 3.5 to 30 million. Still have 80% growth overall on the game. And France is, or sorry, the UK is up to 26.1, up 2 million. For a modest growth since game start. They are suffering a little bit from losing the EIC. And game start, Prussia is up another 2 million, or 1.5-ish million. Or wait, yeah, 1.5-ish, 14.2. So they have pretty good growth. Let's see if Austria's continued kind of kicking around. Austria's got a pretty solid growth here as well, up to 25.2. For a final growth, really looking good for the score of the Qing, EIC, and USA teams. Now, the problem for these, DC'd again. Oh no. Not like this. Alright, we're gonna upload. Upload the scores for these guys. This might be bad. Damn. We might have to... Hello?
Yeah, hello.
So Connor, just try and rejoin.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
But, I mean, rejoining isn't taking us too long. We might switch to one of the alternates, though, if they're here.
Yeah, I think that's a very reasonable thing to do. Maybe you can, oh, it thinks I'm still in.
It says you're as a spectator.
My country's already playing.
No, you said you.
Oh, wait.
It said you.
Just kidding. Yeah, it was just being weird.
Yeah, kick the other Connor that's playing GB.
It looks like he left. Now there's a spectator. Oh, no, wait. I can't kick him. I'm not. Yeah. I'll tell Tarkus.
Oh, yeah. Tarkus.
Yeah, Tarkus is host.
Tarkus,
can you kick Connor
yes.
so that he can try and rejoin?
Yes, sir. Thank you for letting me know.
It's seeing like two Connors or whatever. Also, we might have to switch.
Yeah.
We're pretty deep into this, but we might end up switching to an alternate if Connor keeps DCing.
I kicked him, and he can try rejoining. If it's still having problems, then we can try doing another person, if we need to.
Alright, you can rejoin.
It still shows me that it's selected by him.
He just
by the other
he got kicked. So try just exiting
okay.
out. Yeah, have you restarted your client at all?
I restarted it when we rehosted, that's it.
Okay. I don't think any of the alternates are here.
Oh, none of them are here. You gotta ask someone from chat.
Yeah, we might have to do the thing.
Well, if you get an alternate, I think you need to make it a 3v3v4, let me be the diplomat.
We could. I'd rather we just try to have you keep playing.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't seem like it's taking us too long for you to join. But also, it's happening a lot more now, so we might let chat decide your fate. But chat always chooses blood, so.
Actually, I think there's some cases where it's been close.
Has it? I feel like they always choose blood.
Wojtek, I think, was like 55-45.
Okay. I feel like they always choose violence, but that might not be true. We gotta ask more. We gotta ask more, like, in times of like really unnecessary violence, perhaps.
Seems like a big risk.
All right, let me know when you're in, Connor.
Yeah, it's taking a suspiciously long time to load in.
Uh-oh. Have you played multiplayer like other than this?
I've played with my friend before.
Okay.
But I have not played big multiplayers.
Did you have any issues with your friend, or probably not, right?
Less often than this.
Yeah,
for sure.
Part of it is because you're in Europe and the host is on West Coast, I think.
Yeah. I think my internet is just... I think this internet I currently have just decides to disconnect randomly. Okay. So once I get back to my home internet, it will be better.
Right. That makes sense.
Okay, it seems like I'm stuck loading it. Doesn't it like show what percentage I'm at? Is the percentage actually moving?
Percentages on loading times are never actually accurate.
But I've heard if they don't move, that means you're stuck.
I'm not sure. Also, that's kind of tautological. But if it's stuck, it's stuck. It says you left the game. Right? Because a lot of times it'll freeze up and then you wait a little bit and then it keeps moving again, in which case it was never actually frozen, right?
Yeah. But I think you're doing it this long. I think I need to rejoin the game. So I think I'm gonna try doing that.
Because we only have another like hour and a half.
This is true.
Like the closer we get to the end, the more awkward it is to play for league points when like two players have had half a session.
Yeah, this is a really bad amount of session time.
Also, like the first half is probably the more important half.
Okay, I have to force play Victoria 3.
All right. I'm gonna let the other teams know what's going on.
I'm
Alright.
so frustrated.
Connor's still trying to get in.
Okay.
Just like a little bit of an update. We are potentially looking for an alternate, but none of the alternates are here in the Diplo org. So, big sad.
Fellas, it's fine. Sakhalin has started the Diplo play against Japan. China is saved.
We're saved.
How does that save you guys?
That's the joke.
Oh, okay. It's like what? I mean, to be fair, that actually does help you a lot, but
yeah,
really unfortunate timing for them.
Yeah, this all kind of became like, oh, we're working with France and Russia to attack Prussia, into like, oh, now we're fighting everyone that's not our own team, and it's like, oh, okay. I think that maybe they wanted me to attack Russia.
I knew it was a bad idea. I just want to, I want to point it out there.
Dude,
I was like,
I'm too trusting. I assume that when people engage in diplomacy, it's in good faith. So I was like, oh yeah, like sure, if you, I'll help you guys against the other team. And it's like,
I mean, I was telling
you
I was
gotta get
against
the
it, right?
agreements.
Yeah.
Because I was like, well, how's Prussia a threat to us right now, right? And you're like,
That's a
oh,
fair
they could be a threat later on, but later on we're gonna scale so hard that
I
like,
do
even if
fear
Prussia
North German
forms super
Federation, but you're right that we do have the long-term advantage, so we don't even need to worry about cutting people down.
Yeah.
That's probably a good
Well, the
point.
problem is the session's going to only
hindsight
last
2020.
another hour and a half.
Well,
Which, to
that's
be
true,
fair,
man. So
if Connor DCs for the next hour and a half, then in theory you guys just win.
Yeah.
Now, generalist, we do.
Time to DDoS them.
Do we get a session 2? Do we get a session 2?
We'll do a session 2 if everyone can replay it.
Okay.
Depends on the time of the day, but I should be able to. Yeah.
But that's probably going to be well, actually, no, because that I don't think we're going to do a session 2 because people might have drafted differently or played differently. And I'd also like to give new players a chance.
So what you're saying is we got to stall this out so we win just off of like our epicness at the start.
Just off the first 6 years of gameplay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, barely even that.
Alright, I'm gonna let Team 1 know what's going on.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Alright, you guys, Connor's trying to reconnect. We are looking for an alternate, but we're having a little bit of trouble because the alternates aren't here. Maybe we can ping them?
No worries. It's all good. We're discussing strategy anyway, so...
When does the game end?
The game ends at 1:15 PST, so like an hour and a half. An hour and 36 minutes.
Okay. So we gotta get on doing things then.
Yeah, basically. Also, part of it is the DC.
Well,
Yeah,
look, you know, I'd do things if it worked, so...
Yep.
But,
Well.
yeah. It's all
All right,
good.
wait. So, I mean, so just so I'm understanding things correctly, is that considered like a double cross in a way?
Well, it doesn't. If it doesn't break the text of the agreement, we won't get minus points for it.
That is correct.
Is it a double cross? Yeah, it's definitely a double cross. We're discussing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, we've already double crossed the USA, right? So my only concern with this idea is that like we do have an hour and a half still, and I don't really want to get involved in like a perma war against these guys. I also really don't want them to declare for Liberate Occitania on me because I will probably lose. So, I'd sort of rather avoid pissing them off until later.
Yeah, the Liberate Hungary plan is good, but like, what's stopping them from immediately turning around? Yeah.
Well, that's why we're just gonna wait a few months. You feel me?
I'm with you. Okay, all right. You know,
Yeah,
I like the risky place. You never get anywhere without going out of
You
your.
gotta risk it to get the biscuit.
I suppose so.
Exactly, risk it for
yeah.
the biscuit. You got it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what my 116 construction says. I'm risking it a lot with that.
Oh my
So
God.
much construction.
You know what? I'm sitting here and I'm proud with my 40.
Dude, my economy is so trash.
Yeah.
I have 183.
Yeah, that's
which
what
one,
I'm saying.
which one
right?
of you guys
Like,
France? The 183?
No. 116 is France. That's the.
Wait, who's
that
the
is
180?
problem, Yeah.
Me.
Russia.
Russia, you're
Russia.
paying war reps and you have... That's probably
Yes.
Well, we took on their debt too.
fine. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it's really it's not perfectly efficient because I have the industrialist bonus, but
Yeah,
you know,
if you're gonna feed anyone money, it should be France.
it should be me. Yeah, well,
And just give them
it
investment
didn't turn out
rights.
that way.
And have them
I'm-
build in
Yeah,
your country.
we did do that one. We did
Okay.
do that
All right.
one.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. So how about I actually do?
Alright, are you back in, Connor?
Yeah, I am.
Alright, we're gonna unpause in 15 seconds. If you DC again, and one of the 3 alternates is here, I will sub one of them in. Or actually, I'll let chat decide, which is like the same thing, really.
You should give him a 3-way poll where one of the options is I become a diplomat, and you add the 2 options where I get eliminated, diplomat, and the other one.
No, we're just gonna have violence or mercy. We're gonna have the meme poll. We're losing viewers here. Alright.
Fair.
Also, it takes a long time to type in. You don't have many characters on YouTube polls.
But you can just say 1, 2, 3 as your options.
No, it's got. If someone comes in, you can't just have 1, 2, 3 because you gotta have people who join the stream won't know what it means.
This is true.
Yep. Alright, I'm gonna go back to the org thing. Alright, chat. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. Welcome to the 3v3v3 Electric Thunderdome that we are currently having here in fighting China. And very importantly, they have the Russian front here, and they have the Russian front in the other war. Russia being kind of a critical piece for this. Russia's also, almost everyone's also in this other war, so they're not reserving truces, it looks like. It looks like this is just straight up two 6-man wars. That's capitalism, baby, basically. Let's build a university in Gobir. We are peoples of learning. But this will be interesting. But 0 wars declared specifically on the EIC for cut down to size. I think this is a bit of a miss here in terms of what they're doing, and this is going to be definitely fortunate for Team 2. And Team 2, I mean, they definitely want to maximize points, because for league points, being first place is, you're playing for points more so than the first place. And having a really strong showing is going to be valuable for your overall score, and it's going to be extremely valuable to have big scores. So even if they win, they still would prefer to win with this big margin. Beijing getting Japan getting Beijing instead of Shenzhen. They are getting Beijing in their war. They didn't go for Nanjing. They didn't go for the horrific memes, but they are going for. We can see what the piece is here. We have humiliate this Congar Inner Mongolia. I don't think is very good. Liberate Shaanxi is gonna be painful if this ever gets enforced. Let's see where Great Qing's capital is. So Great Qing has not chosen to move their capital. This is probably a miss. They probably should have moved it internally to Ningxia. But okay, fair enough. You still could probably defend against landings if you play smart, but you do have to defend 3 strategic regions, and you have to defend with multiple armies. That way your armies don't get bricked by some amount of wars. We see just a momentary pause there. But this is... Oh, they don't make use of this. They could have made use of this in order to get a front with Japan. Which is why I said it was going to be good for them, because they would have a front with Japan, and they wouldn't have to land Japan, and they could force Japan to capitulate much easier with a front. But I guess they're content to just fight everything on the Russian front up here in the north. So a bit keen on seeing who ends up winning this. I think if we do this, we could actually look at the battles, and we could see how things are going. And we see that things are not going good for Qing, not at all. And also, coming in here, this is going to be an important one, is going to be what happens here. But this front is also going poorly for Qing. So all of this is going really poorly for Qing. USA really needs to be full conscripted up and trying to apply as much pressure as possible, but just 2 states for 200 conscripts, this might not be enough. So they have the company for Shenjing. I'm surprised they don't just coordinate. One of the things is, in terms of getting GDP, this is a lot less valuable because there's only, GDP here is going to be 500,000 versus 4.7. And so if you peel off a 4 million infamy thing, it's much better for your score later on. And there's only an hour and a half left in this session, so the company, getting value from the company is not going to be as good. Jiangxi is the most valuable province in China, but releasing Shaanxi is also going to really hurt them quite badly. And one of the things is they perhaps should have gone for very minimal war goals here. The Shaozhou Treaty Port, I guess, is a fine one to put in. Conquer Ceylon. Japanese war reps is probably fine, but the problem is now you have to land Japan. So considering they have to land Japan to win this war, yeah. But this is too much for them. It's the 6v3 when you have 2 of the... Well, Qing is, in particular, is going to be one of the weaker ones. Qing, I don't think has... They can't conscript cannons, which is a very significant penalty. And I'm not sure they have... Yeah, they didn't rush line infantry in their technology. If they had rushed line infantry, this would be a much different party, because if we take a look at, you know, irregulars, the defense of irregulars is 10, line infantry is 25. That's a really, really substantive difference. So you could probably defend this Great Qing here, but would you rather be 5 inches tall or 50 feet tall? I think I'd probably rather be... Both of those would suck. Like, really hard. I wouldn't be a fan of being either of those. 50, I guess? Do you plan on continuing this game and do another session? No. I don't think so. This isn't the plan. I suppose we could pull it. Let's see. 71% have chosen blood. Unfortunately, we don't have an alternate, so we need an alternate in order to engage in blood, but we also do see this starting to work. Deserved for picking China. This needs to be a solid game pattern against all the China players. Well, I think that... so first of all, I think that... Well, I think there's a reasonable chance that Team 3 wins now. And I think they win because I think they're going to get North German fed before the game ends. And I think that they could also declare on India now if India is not involved in the North China play. The Japan could declare on India. Unless Japan's involved in the other play. But I think that you know, if you take away 20 million of the growth, which all of this is going to do from China, of the team's growth, the team's left without very much growth with a really high starting GDP, so that's going to be bad for them. UK, Prussia, Austria is going to get to form North Germany, or the North German Fed, it looks like. We'll just pass that just so we don't have a rev or something. I think that, yeah, you're gonna get a North German Fed, right? And I just think that's gonna be enough. The Slow Knife, thank you for the 3 months of Prime. I know it's an hour late, I apologize. I have to update those things. Oh, we have a thing for homesteading. Teams 2 draft a disaster, they don't have military to protect their growth. I think they would be able to... I think they would... So, first of all, I think they should move their capital internally. Second of all, Someone, yeah, someone sent everything. France is also just incredibly powerful here. But I'm not sure how big a disaster it is. It's just... Well, so if you had line infantry, it would be much more defensible. But in theory, every team should lose the 6v3s. And what's really, I think, difficult or complicated to play for is who is getting the most out of these wars as they get resolved is kind of going to be the biggest question. Where we have stuff going to the UK, Fujian and Jiangxi. Very little. We have Zhenjiang going to, Team 3. All of these are Team 3 war goals. Right? What's Team 1? France, Russia, Japan. What are they getting? Russia's getting Northern Manchuria. Okay, it's not that much GDP. Xinjiang, that's why they didn't go for Xinjiang, because it was in the other one. But Northern Manchuria is not anywhere near as much GDP as these other states are. It's going to be like, it's under 1 million. And then in this other war, the Japan War, right? We have conquered Beijing. Inner Mongolia, really not worth a lot, but that's also going to be connected to Inner Manchuria. I guess it's just Beijing. But for the most part, Team 3 is going to be getting a huge amount of GDP here. And I think Team 3 is just going to win. And I think a big part of it is Team 1 needs to recognize or needs to look ahead what happens after Team 2 gets kneecapped. And I think that this is one of the harder skills in the 3v3v3, which is you see the person who's big, you obviously have to cut them down, but once the effects of this are realized, the Team 3 is picking up 10-15 million GDP in this war, and they're not going to have the time to go after them, and they're also going to be truced out on them, I think, because France has gone for Prussia, right? And then they... or was it USA went for Prussia? Also, they were discussing backstabbing earlier, right? In that USA was coordinating, I think, with France against Prussia, which didn't technically violate their agreement. Japan pick was a meme from Team 1, right? The pick doesn't seem too good in such a small session. It's okay. You have a lot of pop. I think it's... I think it's in the top 5 to 10 considerations, but I do think it's on the weaker side. I think that Ottomans, France, and Belgium are kind of the big ones to consider. You think that besides the entirety of Germany being free, so they are going to annex all this, the war is also a big win. Yeah, so the fact that, look, they're also going to get all this GDP, which hasn't been calculated in 3.5, million. All of this is going to go to Prussia when they form. They're going to annex all of this when they form the North German Fed, and they have to be researching this now, so, where's this? 1.4 million. Hanover's going to have a bunch. All of these guys add up to quite a big GDP. And if you're going to lose, you should actually capitulate way sooner. So would be kind of okay seeing Qing capitulate here. I think they should just throw in the towel. It's a shame if either of one of these wars bricked Russia out, they would want to go for that. Looks like they haven't been able to... UK has a pulse, so they're defending against the landings back here. You could maybe try and get some landings here and here on Russia if Russia's asleep at the wheel. Those are a little bit less intuitive. Looks like the capital has been taken for the USA, so enforcement isn't too far away. And so the other question is Team 1 has a big military, and can they find a way to do something about Team 3, but their military is weaker than Team 3. And also, Team 2 got semi-backstabbed by Team 1, right? Over this, which was distracting for them. Which, by the way, gave truces with Team 3, so this backstab's probably bad, because now Team 1 isn't going to have the capability to go for Prussia in the way that would weaken Prussia, and would maybe give, Team 1 a chance at winning. So I think that Team 1, despite being chat's favorite from the draft, is going to probably lose the session, be the big loser of the session in terms of coming in third place. And Team 1 looks like they're going to win. And interestingly, I think Team 3... Well, I won't say Team 3 was my favorite draft. I thought that I was kind of okay with everyone's draft. I just didn't think that Team 3's was bad, but chat thought Team 3's was bad. But Team 3 is looking pretty good. Now, of course, there is a bit of maneuvering here. It could have been Team 1 that had all the Wargles in here, and there could have been definitely something to stop Prussia from forming North German Fed. But we are seeing a very common pattern, or a pattern that we've seen a lot before, which is that Qing gets stomped, and then Prussia wins. Remember that we couldn't see the draft when we voted on it? That's true. You just did teams 1, 2, and 3 because I didn't click start streaming, but I thought I did click start streaming. That is fair. What did it end up being? I think it ended up being pretty close, but I think I was talking up Team 3 a little bit more. Because having, North German Fed locked in is really, really quite nice. But that is a fair enough point. Team 3 can go backstab Team 1 with Chinese units. This is true. They can use the conscript trick. They're going to have a bunch of Chinese states. They're going to have a bunch more Chinese states than Team 3 will have, and they will have 2 people with skirmish versus Team 1's just 1 person with skirmish. I'd really like to see just a concession to these wars, rather than actually letting them get enforced. You're just acquiring a bunch of extra turmoil that's not necessary. The Japan one, perhaps you keep fighting, but you're going to lose this one no matter what. You should have just capitulated out. I believe this bricks their armies back, so you maybe have a chance, and we do see it does look like they capitulate early before they get enforced on, and we see that I think that this might brick the armies. I'm not sure that it does, but we don't see any battles going on there, so it might have bricked the armies for them, which will be good, of course, for trying to maybe win this. I don't know how winnable this is. The problem is they need to take Ceylon, and they do have it occupied, and so they need Japanese war reps occupation here. So they need to figure out a way to get that, but they do have one of the war goals here. The problem is how do you land Japan? Well, you probably do a bunch of multi-landings. Why is UK not using full potential and raiding convoys? They might be raiding convoys. Difficult for us to see. Alright, let's see if any of the... We're trying to see if Connor could get back in.
.337.
Hey, can you kick the version of Connor that's not trying to join?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Hey, so they just kicked, if you had trouble joining, they just kicked the version of you that's not trying to join, because they had the same problem. So hopefully that helps. It makes that easier.
Okay. Sounds good.
I could elaborate if you'd like. We don't. Okay, we have we don't need you to join our Austria play, but we do need UK and Prussia not to be able to join. They can't join because they're in a war with Russia and Japan right now. So they won't be able to join on a play that Russia declares on Austria. But if you capitulated, they would be able to join. So we want to just get you
So
to
we have
agree.
leverage. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, and so I'm offering you not taking all of our war goals.
Okay.
What about none of them?
That sounds rough.
No.
We'll definitely pass on the war reps, and we'll pass on
Let's meet in the middle.
Okay.
They, is there any way for me to keep Beijing?
I kind of feel like that's the one that I was gonna. I mean, obviously, right? That's the one that I was gonna offer us to take.
That's kind of
I
the
will.
most
Okay, I will.
important
I will
one,
give you
Well, it's
Beijing
definitely,
as long
it's
as you
definitely
take.
the most important. But
I will. I will give you Beijing if you take the other things off the table.
yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
Based.
So let's. So. I'm
I need
just
to
gonna
wait
go
until
ahead and
May to
write a DM. Who
Yeah.
are you guys? You're.
Just
who's playing Cheng?
well, I was here for the. What's the agreement?
Yeah.
I'm here.
Okay, so here's the agreement. We will only take Beijing if they agree not to capitulate.
Yep. I agree.
Great.
Deal.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So that means you. Yeah. Okay.
We're gonna wait to do the deal until Connor joins again, though, or is he already back in?
He's not back in yet. I'll get a status update from him.
Sounds good.
You think I should force close the game to join or what?
How's it going on the reconnect?
I'm still on the initializing game thing, so I'm thinking maybe I should force close because it's been like 5 minutes.
Yeah, try restarting the client.
Yeah. We got a full year of 3 speed, which is better than what we were getting before that.
Is it just Team 3 in chat right now? I think it is, right?
In this VC, yeah.
Yeah, you guys are in real good shape, I think.
Yeah, I think we got like by far the better war goals.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about offering Team 3 like a state back in exchange for not siding with Team 1 when we go to like liberate Occitania or something.
Interesting. I'll maybe let you discuss that rather than talking with me as much.
Mm-hmm.
For us to then aggress.
What's up? What's up?
Hello. Just checking
hello.
in. How are you guys feeling about the
Wonderful.
breaking of
Lovely.
Beijing and your
Blissful.
Fantastic stuff. Big money moves are happening.
This is Team
Feels
1,
good.
by the way, chat. So this is France, Russia, Japan. I'm
Hello.
telling chat that this is who we're talking to.
Can we
About
get
to
a?
get that Forbidden City plus 20 in a Parliamentary
Yeah.
Republic. I'm excited.
That is
I
going to be
so
very
what do
good
you
for
think?
Japan.
Yeah.
If this play works out, then do you think it's going to be like the killing blow, and they'll just?
I think
unstoppable?
if we get a full Diplo play against Austria, it's pretty over. Like unless they are able, but they're all gonna have truces with us for 5 years too.
Yeah.
Right.
So we should just literally stay out of all Diplo plays for the next 5 years after this.
Yeah, you know.
By the way, our
Wait, how much
plans-
time? How much time?
So
we
the
have an hour
time
to go.
is
An
a
hour
little
and
bit
10
of a
minutes.
problem because Connor is having very
Yeah.
significant issues
It is,
trying to join.
Okay.
Russia, I think you should just declare the play once we get unpaused. I think you should just immediately
do
declare the
not
play.
do it right now when he's trying to join because he.
Oh,
yeah,
wait,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
wait a second.
No
But
worries.
what if fucking can't UK and Prussia just capitulate out? Oh, that's a problem. Okay, maybe we can't do this.
Yeah.
Are you talking about?
I guess we already made the agreement, right? So we can't press anything other than Beijing.
You can break agreements if you want to take a 5% score penalty.
I guess so. I was wondering what the score looks like.
The agreement specifically about they will not capitulate and you will only enforce on Beijing.
Beijing, yeah. Yep. I mean, I think we're fine with keeping that. It's just a shame.
Okay, so we're dropping the idea.
I guess, right? Like,
Damn.
well, can we get a score comparison?
I'm gonna do it once
like,
the war resolves.
Okay, that's fair.
'Cause
Yeah,
it's
I think
gonna
we
be a
should
huge
just not do
change
it,
after
to be
this
honest
gets
with
resolved.
you.
It's true.
I think we should
Alright,
just not
fine,
do it
fine.
because they'll
Drop the
definitely
big
just
move.
capitulate out and roll us because they don't have truces with us either. That wouldn't even matter even if they did. Do they have
But-
Danubia interests?
Well, that's actually a good question. Because it's
Russia
not like
That's the
does.
most important question, to be honest. That's the question players should ask themselves.
Oh my
about.
god. Declare that, declare that, declare that, declare
UK
that.
does
it
not.
No,
it.
no UK.
UK
Do
is
it as
not
soon as you
in
can.
yet,
Do
so
it as soon
don't
as you
click
can.
buttons.
Okay,
Yeah.
not right now.
Yeah,
but
don't-
like the
yeah,
moment
exactly.
it
Just to
unpauses.
be
Yes.
clear.
Once
Okay.
it unpauses, and we can actually
Alright,
do two. We can actually do two.
All right.
2?
Like, you can do one, and I can do one.
Excellent.
And then
Okay.
we can just join into each other's.
Oh wait,
Fantastic.
both the same. Oh yeah. So I have the screen open. Liberate Hungary from Austria. All I have to do is press.
Yeah.
Confirm. Just waiting to unpause.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right. Excellent. We just crippled China, and now we're gonna cripple someone else.
It do be like that.
Let's hit it.
Damn.
God, we should name our if we ever actually do get a successful power group, we should name ourselves the Kneecappers.
Okay, one second,
Yeah.
1 second. Changing my name.
Alright.
The kneecappers.
So it looks like Team 1 has a chance because they have a plan to go after Team 3 as soon as this goes off. And they have about an hour, so... did I see the forced regime change bug that you pinged me about? I think I did. Yeah, I think I saw the thing, but it was like kind of niche. I'll have to double check. Considering as a liberated country successfully formed Indonesia, there's a significant rubber amount. I think it's preferable than the chaotic Africa. What? Alright, let's check and see if he is back. Are you back in?
What?
Are you back in?
Yeah, I'm back in. Yeah.
Alright. I'm going to unpause.
Good.
Got
Alright,
truces
we're
with everyone,
unpaused.
right?
Yeah. Well, they can join on defensive wars no matter the
Oh,
truce,
yeah.
but yeah.
All right.
Alright. Ah! Oh, okay, we're gonna have to make a bit of a decision here, chat. Chat, this is painful. Oh, someone else left.
How do we feel about a rehost, generalist?
That's what we're gonna do. Let's rehost.
Alright,
Ever
cool.
restart
I will-
your
I will
clients. Yep. We're gonna rehost. Everyone restart your clients.
Save the game.
Let's
You don't need to
Tarkin
save it.
post it,
Tarkus
so
just
as long
needs to
as he
save
has
it,
the
but just save it just in case.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I messed up and didn't save it. Oh well.
Oopsie daisy.
All right. Well, that's fine.
I'm gonna just restart my computer, so I might be a sec, but be right
Alright.
back.
Alright, we're gonna rehost. Everyone exit your clients.
Alright, I'm exiting.
Restart. Yeah. Whoa, this is painful. I'm sorry, chat.
It is truly painful. I'm sorry, chat.
No, it's not this is not a you thing. I mean, it's a your computer thing, so it's you adjacent, but it's not, yeah. For the record,
You are
70% of the
not
chat voted for blood. But considering there's just an hour left, I'd really like to give you an opportunity to finish it out. It was like,
Yeah,
we were cruising for a while.
Yeah.
The problem is the PvP wars, I think, have just made it... I think that's what's causing problems, right?
No, we were getting DC before the PvP wars as well.
But it wasn't as
We
bad?
start, it'll be fun.
Maybe the ever restarting is like gonna help it. I hope it does. If not, I might take over the UK.
Yeah.
Actually, that's
remember,
it's not fair because I
before-
know about stuff. But
Yeah.
It's very fair.
Conquering
You can
Spain,
just give a penalty to yourself for knowing information you shouldn't.
I guess.
Yeah. I imagine if Great Britain doesn't like, even if it was AI and didn't just turn on Russia, Austria, probably be fine.
Although I doubt that there's any piece of information you could know right now that could really affect what we want to do. I think no matter what, we want to just go for Team 1 now.
I definitely. Well, I will not discuss the quantity of information I know
Yeah.
I think,
and how valuable it might be.
before we restarted, Russia declared on this.
Alright, you guys, the link for rejoining is in the chat. Alright, guys, the link for rejoining is in the chat.
See it?
Yep.
Yep.
Working on it.
Also, if Connor DCs again, how do you guys feel about me taking over Connor's spot?
I mean, it feels like you might have a little bit of insider
I do have
information
information
but,
advantage. That is correct.
I mean, if
I mean,
it's not
do
happening
you think you can
instantly,
play fairly?
I'm totally chill with
What do you?
that.
I would play as
Well,
strong
what
as
is
I could.
fairly?
What is fairly?
Yeah.
I wouldn't cheat.
Like
I think
like, you know,
I think I'm-
consciously not using information that you shouldn't have. Essentially.
I think
I
I'm,
can't do
think
that,
I'm
that's
fine
not
with it as
possible.
long as you. I think I'm fine with it as long as you don't start playing Britain in like the next 6 months, or like I don't know, maybe even less than that. But just like if you're gonna be able to mess with our play because you have the information, then I feel like that's a little messed up. But if you're
I
not able to
understand.
do that, then
The thing is
feel free.
your play will not get to go off if we have to rehost every month.
yeah, I
I'm
know
hearing you.
it's sad. It's sad.
So like,
Okay.
I understand where you're coming from, which is why I asked you guys. But also,
It's like
Yeah,
it's,
I mean, I
it's
think
not
I
having
think if
fun
he keeps
here, right?
DCing, there's not really another
the
option.
thing is,
right?
we
Like,
also
if we have
yeah.
no alt,
None of the alternates here. I'd much rather put an alternate in. Although, to be fair, an alternate's probably watching the stream, right? Which I'm fine with the alternate watching the stream, so the alternate would know all the information as well.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I would kind of feel happier. No offense to the alternates, I'm imagining they're probably less strong players.
No, it's all
That'd just
random.
be my guess.
Why would...
I mean,
It was first come, first serve. They were just 10th through 12th.
oh,
No,
yeah.
I just mean like
I think
you're
what he's
good at the
getting at is that,
game,
like-
so I would rather rather someone who's not Gemless Gaming.
Oh,
be
we
on the other
we
team.
could be got it. Yeah. No, that's
Yeah, like-
that's reasonable. Enough.
yeah, like you make these strategy videos.
So
That
yes,
that-
please,
that- that
everyone
was
of the
fun.
chat,
All right.
please, the person in the chat, you know who you are. Volunteer
Yeah,
yourself. as tribute.
someone step up. Someone step up.
Yes, we
Thank you.
ask.
All right.
Anyway, if we have to replace them, then yeah, replace them with
For the
whoever.
glory of the
Chat has a
kneecap
question
guild.
regarding ethical play. Is winning ethical?
Winning is ethical. Oh, I think
unless
we
if
would
it's
be
not
very.
us,
I think
obviously.
I was gonna say I think we would be very hypocritical if we said anything other than winning is ethical.
Yeah, weren't you? You did a little bit of backstabbing. That was you guys, right?
Just a little, just a little.
We don't
just a
call it
little.
backstabbing here,
Listen,
okay?
we didn't break any agreements. Okay,
We call
I
it a
didn't
knife
want-
hug. Just a good little knife hug.
Exactly. I didn't
If-
want
if-
the agreement with the UK team
Little pat on the
to
back.
say what it said. Yeah, I wanted it to be more stringent, and they sent in the agreement, and I've read the agreement. We followed the agreement.
Call us blood-sucking lawyers, okay?
Yep,
But
yep.
not
Real.
backstabbers. Come
real,
on now.
real.
I'm gonna
real.
check if Team 2 is
All us
okay
ruthless GDP maxers.
with me taking
Sounds
over.
Sounds
Sounds good.
The end,
Okay,
and then
so
they multiply it by the percentage.
if Connor, who is playing the UK,
Yes.
DCs again, are you guys okay with me taking over his spot?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so down. I'll destroy you. I'm joking. You'll fucking wreck me.
I won't do anything because I'll have an hour, and it will just be me being incredibly confused. That's
That is-
what it'll be.
Hell
Completely fine
yeah.
with me. It'll be funny. I think it's a good meme.
Yeah. it helps for the thumbnail. I crushed generalist in competitive multiplayer.
Yeah.
Dude.
The
Thumbnail.
storylines are crazy.
Oh yeah.
I crushed generalist in his own game.
So much has
Poggers.
happened in like what, 7 years of gameplay.
You just
Like,
you just
crazy.
steal like what is it, the generalist like sad face, and you put tears on me from like one of my thumbnails.
Yes. Yo, I gotta put a big red X on you.
Dude, poggers.
Yes.
Or like wasted, like GTA.
No, I have to get the picture of you with the hammer because everyone loves that. Whenever that comes back in the thumbnails, everyone loves it. So I gotta get
Everyone
that
does
shit
love
going.
the hammer.
Yeah.
All right.
Generalist, how
I
does the
think,
chat feel about the session so far?
Well, the chat is depleting because we haven't been playing for a
Yeah,
while.
that's fair.
Yeah.
So is mine. I understand.
All right. Is everyone ready? Are you guys ready?
I am.
I'm good.
We're ready.
I'm good.
All right. I'm gonna check the other teams. Are you guys all ready?
Find Walahia, release it as a subject, and then accept ramp.
Are you guys all ready?
Yeah, we are.
Okay. I'm gonna check the last team. Are you guys ready?
It's annoying. No.
You're not ready?
What's up?
Are you ready?
Yeah, we're ready to go.
Okay. All right. The
All
teams
set,
are ready.
just,
What was
Teams
that,
are
buddy?
ready. The
Wait,
teams
what's
are
going on?
ready.
I heard generalist.
Yeah, the teams are ready. You can start.
All right, let's go.
All right. So,
Yo.
Connor, if you DC again, I'm gonna take over your spot as well.
This is very fair.
Crying, screaming, and throwing up the entire time because it's jumping into someone's game and then playing in real time is like a vibe.
I haven't been ecoing up very well, but you know, I've been playing diplomatically pretty.
Eco doesn't matter for like the last 50 minutes. It's all about the plays.
Yeah. I think I've been playing the diplomatic situation incredibly well. We'll see though. Maybe the other two teams already have an agreement. I doubt that though, because they're still in their war.
I gotta tell Tarkus to start it up.
Just a code.
You can start, Tarkus. You're the host.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought
You thought you would run
down.
down the clock? Is that what you thought?
Yeah, there you go. He caught me. You caught me.
Generalist, did you get the university in Gobir from like event?
No, I built it.
Giga Chad.
I've taken 3 game actions. I've passed 2 laws and built 1 university.
Wow.
If I built a single construction sector, the private queue would build a bunch of stuff. But I'm not trying to manipulate what's going on.
Yeah, build up Gobir so I can conquer it and get first place.
Oh shoot, I forgot to click start on Gobir. Oops.
So bad.
The worstest.
Causes the largest desync we've ever seen. Gobir so
Not like
impactful.
this. Yeah.
It's
Alright.
Joker.
I'm gonna go back to my casting.
good.
Alright, you guys. So we are back. We are back. Tarkus is no longer running down the clock. And we are going to see what happens here. Expecting to see them try and finish this war out faster. But I think technically with the exact terms of their agreement, oh my god, we should have gotten it in writing. They said they would only enforce Beijing on them. What happens if Japan what happens if they just refuse to give up the thing for Beijing? Alright. I think that's... Wait, why did all the flags change? What happened here? Japan's targeting themselves? Wait, what? Oh no, Japan's flag changed. Blah. Blah. But we are expecting to see this play. Or wait. What is this Poland release? I'm so confused. Stuff has happened. Did Liberate Poland get declared as a war goal, and then they just backed down to it? Was that what happened here? I mean, that's bad for Team 1. I don't remember Liberate Poland being... I'm so confused. let's actually see what. Let's take a look at. Well, I wanted to take a look at score after they enforce this, but let's take a look at score now because they're trying to, for whatever reason, they don't want to enforce it yet. It's probably just to not move over the GDP because they don't know the other team. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so for France we have 34.6 or 34.7. Which is up a couple million. For Russia, they were at 32.5 last, and now they are at 31.9, so their GDP is actually gone down. It looks like the war does get resolved. Japan should be a lot bigger. They were at 12, now they're at 16.1. For a bit of a modest score, the really big one is going to be taking a look at Qing. Qing was at 97 before. Now they're at 67.9, and they have been eviscerated, basically. East India Company was at 44 before. Now they're at 43.4, probably because they don't have any troops mobilized, which decreases the price of their military goods. USA was at 30 million before. Now they've gone up about 10% to 33.2. UK was at 26 million before. Now they're up to 35.2. Huge come up. Partially because I believe they took a state off of Qing. This is going to be a big portion of it. Prussia is at 14.2, or was at 14.2 before. Now they're at 16.9. Nice. And Austria was at 25.2, and now Austria, I think, is probably going to have the largest GDP growth after we take a look of the session so far. Now they're at 27.3. Actually, they're not going to be beating out the USA, but they're not even beating out Prussia either. So we do see an updated score, which looks like basically just an evisceration of Team 2. And Team 1 is looking in, like they're fighting for second, basically. And I'm not sure if they're going to be able to enforce on this. I'm really not sure exactly why Poland got released. I'm going to jump in chat and figure out what happened there, because I don't actually know why Poland got released. And I'm curious. So that is Team 1. Okay, so how did Poland get released?
We backed down to the Austrian play. Austria backed down to my play, which was for Wallachia, which was stupid. It should have also been for Hungary. And then we had to back down to the Austrian play, which was for Liberate Poland, because otherwise they were going to be able to call in Prussia and roll us.
Yep. And there's North Germany.
And was it declared in a strategic region that other people couldn't join?
Great Britain could not have joined it. I couldn't join it because Austria backed down to my play.
You can always join defensive ones.
Not defensive. Russia declared on Austria.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
It was the response.
So Russia declared on Austria for Liberate Hungary. I declared on Austria for Liberate Wallachia. They accepted my demands, so then Wallachia popped out.
Oh, I see what you're... Yep.
But then I had to choose. Yeah.
Oh, that's rough.
So it was stupid. I should just.
Yeah.
I should just declared for Liberate Hungary.
Tactical. Yeah. A little bit of a tactical woof.
Little bit of a misplay. Oopsie daisy.
I'm gonna actually update the scores again with. Oh Jesus.
Ooh. What?
Someone needs to be released as a player.
Wait, what?
Germany, they need to decide what they want to do with that. I'm gonna go into their chat. I don't think they...
Are they just gonna have 2 players?
Well, they can release a country, or the one team's just, one member's just done playing.
Sure.
Okay, so, yeah, what you can do is you can either have one player be done playing, or you can play as a country.
Yep, and Austria has just been released.
As a subject. Notably, you could have also shifted one of your players, or what might have made sense.
We shouldn't have done this.
What might have made sense is getting Connor out of the game and switching one of you guys over to Great Britain.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's fine.
Maybe
No. This is fine too. This is the theoretically better decision. Are you? Let me know when you're on Austria, and we can.
I have selected.
Oh, the debt got deleted. Yes, the plan works.
Yep, you
Yeah,
do
my
delete the
infamy
debt. You
fell.
also delete the infamy. This is classic
I was at
strategy.
9 and 2. Yeah. You're saying that infamy resets were off the table.
Sorry, infamy resets via cut downs from your teammates is off the table. I apologize. My mistake.
I have a plan to abuse this, maybe.
It's already been abused. I mean, you have skirmish and like all the Prussian tech and everything. The abuse is already in.
I mean,
Are you loaded
I
in?
think this could be abused further.
Yeah, I'm loaded.
Okay. But we do see it. Very, very strong. I'm gonna do updated scores though, because obviously.
Yeah.
Especially because I punched out Poland.
Let's see how much military Germany has. 7K only. It's not as good as
Have fun reorganizing
pretty
everything
good.
though.
Yeah.
Start
Kind
incorporating
of
it
a
all.
fucking nightmare.
All right.
Oh well.
I'm gonna go back to team. Get to Two's thoughts.
Yeah.
So how you
What's a
guys
little war
feeling?
devastation?
Have you seen Europe?
I've
Yeah,
seen
I've
Europe.
seen that.
Russia took a state from Mongolia only to give up Poland? Question mark? Or so
They tactically did not execute very well. Their wars and sorry, which team is the German team? Very sneakily backed down to one war and bricked the ability to join the other war because there were truces.
Very smart. Very smart.
So it was basically lose Poland or lose or fight a 2v1 or 3v2 or whatever.
Yeah.
Because of the like a very creative war on Wallachia was just backed down to.
So
pretty good.
question: what's the malice score-wise do you get for getting like the end game screen or whatever?
None.
Is it 10%?
You could always release a.
Oh, none.
You could always release
I thought
a
in
person.
the okay.
What's
I thought there was
if
like
you
a
lose a
percentage
revolution?
score.
There's a 35% malice to score. It's specifically
okay.
losing a revolution because otherwise,
Never-
if you game over to losing a revolution, you just lose the country. Otherwise, but here you can always, if you ever get annexed, you can always play as a released country from your anyone that's been released from one of your countries.
Do you want to know what my strat is to win this, Generalist?
Stalling no longer works. We're past that.
Well, not stalling. Okay, I am staying at war with Germany in a forever war and conscripting hundreds of battalions to raise the price of my military goods to increase my GDP.
Godspeed, dear friend.
Thank you. Surely it will work.
I think Team 1 misexecuted how they were looking ahead after the breaking apart of your guys' team. Also, they should have cut down EIC.
Yeah, they kind of
Definitely.
they also benefited from the fact that since we're not really Europe focused, that we just, I mean, in a way, we didn't let it happen, but we didn't prevent them from.
Yeah.
We didn't try to break up any of the states over there, so.
I'm gonna go see what this pause is about from Team 3. They're probably having more
Sounds good.
problems.
Disqual.
Are we having more technical difficulties?
I don't think
I
so.
don't know.
What's
Don't
the
know.
pause?
Yeah, I don't know why we're
I
paused.
need to pause. I think it paused because I got spat out. That's my bad. But I'm good to go.
Yeah. Okay.
I just need to go grab my daughter.
Hey,
That's fair. Don't show her a spreadsheet.
I'll avoid that.
do we want to join this UA play?
Alright, so we are left with a situation. I think someone has started or joined a play here. Because they said something about joining a UA play. Which is a bit of a vibe. And I think that I'm not sure why France is fighting USA at this point, why Team 1 is fighting Team 2, other than they're fighting to not have a really low... they're fighting for score at this point, and conceding the fact that they are not going to get the win. Who rules for Austria? The previous Austria player got released and playing as Austria. Full annex to infamy reset. We saw some interesting infamy reset strategies and release strategies in the finals of last season. We did see Japan get full annexed and then released in a cut down to size play on the USA, so they would have USA tech and laws, but get to play as Japan, which was an interesting one. Tired Star kind of thumbed who was playing Russia, thumbed the revolution to reset turmoil though, and Japan had very significant turmoil problems and couldn't construct a lot. Now you can just abdicate though, to get rid of the turmoil problems, and reorganizing all the military takes forever after you form the Germany like this, but this is just absolutely huge. I also didn't realize that this got annexed, Piedmont got annexed, or if Austria just took it at some point in time. Austria's infamy got reset, so they could have gone really high infamy. Also, they could have gone extremely high infamy, and then if a war gets declared on them, I think you can form Mega Germany even when you're not at peace, so, this is a thing. I think we will see these guys pausing because of war here, UK and Prussia, or they're having technical difficulties, which, to be fair, is this a join after 70% escalation? So did Austria join after 70% escalation, or did you join and then delay a little bit and then pause?
What war did Austria join?
Or sorry, not Austria, Russia. Wait, okay, never mind. I'm confused.
I have no clue.
Yeah, no, I know you have no clue. I'm talking to the wrong team. Okay, did Austria join the play? Did you pause immediately after joining the play?
No.
You waited a couple seconds because he was past 70% escalation.
Oh. For which war?
The UA war.
Oh, was that me?
Was
I
that
can
Russia?
drop out. It's okay.
Okay.
I don't know. I can drop out of it though if that was me.
Well, I didn't see who the pause was by Austria. I wasn't sure why. Maybe they're just having technical. I'm gonna talk to them. It wasn't by you.
Okay.
You guys, your flag looks like exactly the same. So it's like.
Okay.
Or not exactly, but I'm confused. I'm
Alright.
always confused. Are you guys pausing because of plays, or technical?
I paused for 15 seconds for France tech.
Okay, perfect. Got it. Got it. There was like a different pause, and there's like a UA thing that's going on currently.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
My daughter likes playing with the keyboard.
We are going to destroy
That's
this
fair.
game, Generalist. 100%. No, we're gonna get 200% of the league points, okay?
I don't even know what to do if someone gets taken into negative. I guess that's actually possible to get more than... I haven't ruled in on that, but I guess we'll have negative points if you guys can manage that. I'm not sure if that's in the cards.
It's not possible, surely.
I think that the other two teams are not coordinating very well against you at this point.
Yeah, they should definitely be coordinating against us. The problem is that Team 2 basically has truces with all of us.
That is a little bit of a problem. It wouldn't be a problem if they had an interest in France. Or the Rhine, actually. Is that where
But also they're
is?
fighting each other in UA right now. So I think they don't realize that, the game is kind of like stopping us right now. Or
Well, they might be fighting for a higher score second.
Yeah.
Technically, you don't have to fight for first place, but this is looking A little bit rough.
Time to abdicate Victoria because I had too many radicals.
Not like this. Alright, it does look like they're pausing for a join here.
I hope I'll be able to abdicate because I also have a lot of radicals because of owning Hungary now.
Yeah.
Sorry, I generated a lot of radicals and I just gave them to you.
And then just pass them off. Double the radicals and send them to the next player. I understand.
Yeah, no, my
I have a
problem.
movement for universal suffrage, so I'm trying to annoy the Intelligentsia so they rev.
Oh, the teams are coordinating.
I didn't mean to pause. My daughter loves the keyboard.
But just unpause if you didn't mean to. Can we show German infamy? Well, right now, infamy just might be a number. But they can't cut down to size on 25. Shake the baguettes out of France, kicking and screaming, basically. This is looking apocalyptically bad for... I mean, for teams 1 and 2, Team 3 is really running away with it super hard. And if they take Alsace-Lorraine and liberate Occitania, that's really going to crush Team 1's score. Occitania has an enormous amount of GDP. This is actually one of the dangers, and also why, as France, it actually can make sense for you to move your capital to... I forget which one's the capital of... if it's going... I think it's Languedoc, however it's pronounced, is the capital of Occitania when it gets released. So if you move your capital to the Occitanian capital, Occitania actually can't get released anymore. This is kind of a more advanced play pattern, but you could do this as France in order to avoid the huge release. They can conquer a lot of France. They maybe should have swapped, after forming Germany, they maybe should have swapped to a military treaty to give them more maneuvers. I think that this is something the players could have done, in order to allow stuff. We do see some debt being accepted. United States taking on French debt and Russia's debt, which is a vibe because neither of those guys are on their team. So a little bit of an interesting thing is going on here. We could maybe talk to them about it. Okay, so there is an agreement. France is going to surrender UA in exchange for USA to the USA in exchange for taking on French and Russian debt. USA returns Alaska and West Indies as well. Interesting agreement. This is going to help Team 2's GDP out a lot. Looks like you guys, Team 2, is getting a pretty good agreement here in terms of helping your GDP out.
That's right.
Yeah, we're trying to reconsolidate our loss.
We are making an elaborate debt arrangement. So, USA is taking on Russia's and France's debts.
That seems very painful.
Well, India has coffers full of gold right now, so they're going
allegedly.
They're going to take on the debt from the U.S. And then I'm going to take on the Indian debt. So,
so you're doubling the debt and passing it to the next player.
That's right. That's right. So, yeah, it's an elaborate debt. Like, is this what you call a Ponzi scheme?
If whoever takes it on at the end expects another person to be at the end of the line to take on their debt too, it is a Ponzi scheme, yeah.
No, I'm well aware that I am the last one in the line, so.
Then it's not a Ponzi scheme.
But it's fine. I have 16 million gold reserves.
That's a lot. That is.
It's all right. We can try to repass it back to France or Russia or something. We'll
yeah.
Germany is not going to take on my debt.
I don't think they will be able to. Germany might be the only one with enough
just
GDP
hold on.
cap.
Just hold on until East India has central banking.
I'm defaulting right now. And you know.
Okay, well just default for 7 months, my guy.
I could also just bankrupt. To be honest with you, if I bankrupt, is it really that big of a deal?
Yeah,
I'm gonna leave the
Don't
call,
bankrupt.
but guys, can we please go to speed 3 and not 5?
Yes. Who put it at 5? Shame on whoever went speed 5. Debt diplomacy, days of darkness. These are dark days. Looks like there is a little bit of okay, this is maybe... What's going on here? I fear I've lost the plot. Oh no, wait, I haven't lost the plot. Germany... Let's see why Dungeon Master's paused, but Germany... Looks like they're unpaused, perfect. Germany is maybe biting off more than they can chew, fighting both France and Russia. I imagine they can do it solo bolo at this point with what they have, but I'm not 100% sure. You know, and oh, Britain's in here too. Yeah, I mean, Germany's strong, but they don't have any of the Austrian troops. I don't think I saw Austria join in there. Or is Austria just sneakily looking like Wallachia flag? They are. Okay, so not receiving assistance from the third member. Or actually, wait. UK is not assisting in either of these wars. And it does look like a 3v2, but maybe a winnable 3v2 here. But this might be a bit of a miss. If this gets enforced on, this is going to be really substantive. So this war... We have 30 minutes left, so we do maybe... If this war is close, we probably won't resolve it before game end. But if it's not close, it'll be a little bit of a vibe. We do see it return a bunch of this stuff. We see Britain joining that war, actually. Here, the British Republic is joining against Russia. And so this is just a kind of standard 3v3. It looks like Team 1 is going to try and take it to Team 3. To be fair, they have a reasonably even-sized GDP and are going to have similar-sized armies, except for Japan is not going to have very good PMs. And Japan's a little bit smaller. I imagine Japan can't do this, or Team 1 rather, cannot do this on their own. We'll take the infamy. F them. But Germany can form the HRE. They can form the HRE and re-annex Austria, which is kind of cute. That is kind of cute. I don't think there's a reason to, because they won't be annexing anything more. But I don't know what you know, Team 2. Oh, Team 2's in this war. No, wait, they're just in a different Schleswig war. And then they're going to win that war. And then we have Qing, which is, notably, Team 2 maybe, like, they kind of got a good deal in getting this UA thing, but I think France just couldn't fight the USA here anyways, so maybe this is fine with them. And then here, we have no diplomatic place for either Qing. East India is continuing to annex people and is a pariah. But they're not going to get involved in this war. And it looks like France is back on their stuff, you know, very nicely landing in the North Sea. Because England is being patrolled, and it looks like North Sea was not. And so they immediately have a bit of an ingress into England. We are seeing the daughter pausing the map, but it's okay if you're. It's like kind of like oh, she's doing too much social media, but at least she's not doing drugs or whatever it is. You know, she's pausing your Victoria 3 game, but at least she's not looking at spreadsheets. It's really very much a similar thing. So the thing is I think Team 2 has two choices. Team 2 can get on this and try and do something about Germany, except for I think they have truces, and so they can't do anything offensively. But they could have helped to defend France if they had a strategic interest in the region, but they didn't, or formed some sort of defensive agreement. So I actually think Team 2 can't do anything about this, and they should just try and eco up as hard as possible, conquer as much as they can in the last 30 minutes we have here. and just play for score, not for first, while Team 1 gets eviscerated. I don't think they win this. The New India Company, not even customizing the name, but okay, I can respect it. Took a little while to form that company. Probably should have formed it when you had all those subjects for all that mandate, but that's okay too. But this, not seeing the... Well, so far the war is looking good, actually, for Team 1, because they've landed here, and we're not seeing the fronts moving at all. But let's take a look at some of the battles that are maybe occurring. We get a naval battle here. This is going to be pretty significant. How are they doing? Looks like Russia is beating Germany. Did Russia rush skirmish? Russia rush? Russia rush a little skirmish infantry, perhaps. Do you have any barracks in the capital? No, you don't. That's fair. It's not a lot of pop in the capital. Looks like you're online. And some not very upgraded PMs. But no skirmish. Let's take a look at battalions. 6,400 military strength versus 5,100. Okay. And 5,700, so that's... Let's see. Let's add them all together. So 5,100 plus 5,700 equals 10,800, and then plus a little bit from Japan. So what is this? Around 12,000 total military strength, just in terms of the land armies. And here we have around 3K from the British. We'll call it 2,900. And then from them we have 2,900 plus 5,800. So 6,800, and then plus this, which is not going to be a lot. 6,800, 7K. Wow. Okay, so France and Russia, despite this, have a way bigger army in terms of what's been created here. Let's take a quick look at mobilized forces. It looks like a lot more has been mobilized here because because Russia's not involved in this one, but in this one, where Russia has been mobilized, way bigger mobilization for the Russian team. So we'll see how this plays out. The fact that France has also managed to get in on the UK multiple times. The France player seems to be pretty good about the landings and executing this. And if they can capitulate out the UK, there's no way that Germany wins here. And if they enforce all this, I mean, does Team 1 have a chance? Let's take a look at some of these war goals here. That's not the right war goal. It's cute, but it's not the right war goal. Transfer Wallachia, liberate Westphalia, liberate Bavaria, British war reps. War reps aren't going to matter at this point. Liberate Ukraine, or no wait, liberate Hungary, liberate Saxony, liberate Pomerania, liberate Holstein. Is this enough? How much GDP is really in Hungary? And then I think Bavaria was in there too. I don't think this is enough. I think Team 3 still wins, even if they lose this war. They just don't win by as big a margin. What will France enforce? Just taking a look. France will enforce liberate Westphalia, liberate Bavaria. Are the big ones. No one tried to take a chunk out of Silesia. This is probably the thing to, well, it would be isolated, but the thing is, even isolated Silesia, if he's been building a lot here, is pretty strong. We do see Russia starting to push in, but also capitals in Berlin. I don't know if they have guys defending the coast. I think they have 3 strategic regions to worry about. They have Poland. It's just Poland and North Germany. They don't have to worry about Rhine, which is good for them. So if they have troops on these, it'll be nice. It looks like the UK is re-landing behind here, which is good for that team. But the team, practically speaking, just has way less military activated. And okay, they have skirmish. So if they put in a bunch of conscripts, if Germany puts in a bunch of conscription edicts, and same with the UK, I think you could out-micro this, probably, with what you have, considering Japan is relatively a non-factor. I don't even know if they're on line infantry yet. They might be on line infantry, but if they're not on line infantry, they're kind of just useless. Yeah, they're on irregulars, so Japan's basically not a factor, and I think, you know, in theory, well, actually, yeah, I think in theory, Britain, Germany, and Austria can win this. It seems like it might take too long. It might take too long. Saxony should be biggish. 2 million? No market access. Midlands is occupied. Capital's still a home counties, though. They do have around 20 minutes.
But who the heck goes somewhere?
Isn't there a bug where the power block leader with the trade league uses the forced regime change? I think you mean the ideological union on someone who only has one of the same ideology. It can be done infinitely, making success chance 100% because of forced regime change bonus, or am I wrong? I think you were correct. You pointed this out. Our points being calculated, it is nominal GDP growth multiplied by percentage GDP growth. So this makes it so that the countries that otherwise, if you didn't do this, countries like Great Qing and East India would just have the biggest nominal GDP growth, and countries would just be disgustingly good at having percentage GDP growth, like Prussia, or like someone who forms another country like Sardinia-Piedmont, although those still are good for those reasons. Man, we were really seeing Team 2 running really strong, but they just didn't have the military to protect what they had going on. A bit rough that they probably should have committed more states over to the United States of America than just the 2 at game start. But just the 2 at game start, well, I think they win a 3v3, or can defend Qing in a 3v3. I think Qing not going for line infantry really early on probably hurt them a lot. But as Qing, you're in a bit of a rough situation in that regard to make things happen. Deeply dislike Qing in multiplayer. They're always a huge pinata for everyone else. Yeah. I was thinking that USA would be able to defend them a bit better, but also 6v3. Which we're not seeing a 6v3 here against Germany, which would give the other 2 teams a fighting chance. I mean, to be fair, I think that this war, it's looking like Germany is doing pretty poorly in this war overall. But it's might not be enough because they have you know, around 20 minutes to try and resolve the war. I kind of don't think that they do resolve the war. And yeah, I mean, it's looking really good for Team 3 if they don't resolve this war. I think Team 3 even wins even if they do resolve the war, because for Team 1 to win, they would have to have a lot of conquer war goals, and they don't. They don't have a lot of conquer war goals. I think their war goals are maybe they're too concerned with infamy at the very end here. They don't have enough conquest. Alsace-Lorraine and Wallonia, probably valuable states, but liberate Occitania doesn't boost your team at all. You know. And here, liberate Hungary, liberate Saxony, liberate Pomerania. It doesn't help your GDP at all. You could have gone for states. And this would have been a little bit better. However, if they're playing for a second session, which maybe we'll have to discuss with the players and see who can play in a second session. I was kind of thinking we wouldn't want to do a second session. Why don't we poll what chat would like to see in terms of session? And depending on which wins the poll, we'll ask the players if they can play a second week. If they can't, we'll do a new thing for new players. Any chance we can see the principles in each power block, please? I think we can do that. So Zollverein has taken, which is the German block, has taken construction and advanced research. Kind of interesting to take construction second. Now they're just benefiting from the tech spread. Probably the other order would have been... Oh, you know what they did? They did take construction first, and then they replaced their block that they start with. The British Empire is on construction 1 as well, and they also went freedom of movement for extra migration quota. Their country is UK, Prussia, Austria, or their team is UK, Prussia, Austria. United Front also went construction 1. Makes sense. External trade, I think, is a bit of a miss. With the less kneecappers, they are the kneecappers, except they're going to lose their knees, it looks like. Or they're not going to kneecap in time, rather. Looks like they just have internal trade. Internal trade, I do think, is better for the company throughput bonus, at least in the short term. New World Order USA, external trade. Now, external trade is like better in single player, where it represents potential for bankrolls, but it doesn't really represent potential for bankrolls here because nobody's going to bankroll you, because that's just the way of things. Russia has not generated a single additional mandate over the course of the game, it looks like. The new India company has gone external trade at the start. Again, external trade, really strong in single player, not very strong in multi. And we do see external trade from the Ottomans, who of course are being played by the AI. So, second session can be current team champions versus 2 new teams. Same save file. I don't think I like that. I mean, that would be like from the perspective of a narrative and furthering like a story and like King of the Hill, I like that. But from the perspective of playing for league points, I'm not sure I like that, because I think that the team will just get 6v3'd really, really hard. And that their league points average will suffer. I think China needs a Russia ally and then skirmish ally. Well, I think that EIC is functionally kind of the same as a Russia ally. The problem, actually no, the problem with the EIC has an additional problem that Russia doesn't have, which is that it actually takes them forever to replenish their armies. Because of the discrimination. So there is even though they're both on line infantry, there is a substantive difference between the two of them. Yeah, I do think that this is substantive. Let's look at the progress. The progress is looking good for France and Russia and Japan, Team 1. Into Team 3, it's looking like they're making solid progress. That's a landing. Oh, that's an insta-landing. No one's defending. Right? That looks like an insta-landing. There's league points? I didn't even know. That's exciting. Yeah, so there being league points makes it so that I can't necessarily do stuff for the narrative as often. Thoughts on 2v2v2? No major power or higher power blocks? I think you would just end up getting a 4v4. But no major or higher power blocks, I think, is a problem, because then you're really at the mercy of the AI. That's a loud one. We do see it be like that. What did Team 3 gain by unifying and then releasing Austria? They got to get rid of all of Austria's infamy. And then also give Austria all the German tech. So there's a couple things. The German tech and laws, which are going to be better. I'm wondering what the level of conscription looks like in some of these fights. think this is the big one. Very similar levels of army now, so it looks like Germany is making a concerted effort to get more troops raised, and is leading on conscripts a lot more, and or building troops. So they might be able to even stabilize this war. It looks like France does get a landing. France has been very active with the navies. So France is maybe a player to look out for. The Dungeon Master. No Habsburg ruler, that too. They should have released something else. Well, I think what they should have done, well, practically speaking, I think you release Hungary, because Hungary has a lot of troops that I think Hungary has a lot of pops that I think are discriminated against, because you have North German and South German as primary, if I recall, and I don't think you have Hungarian. So I think Hungarian's better to release. Or Hungary is better to release than Austria, but I think Austria is not too bad. Thoughts on 3v3v3, but one member must be a minor power from a unique continent? A minor power. One of the problems with the minor, major, great power sorts of rankings is that East India Company is a minor power, Great Qing is a major power, and so you could just count them as GPs, and I guess you could do something like this, but the discrepancy in power level between the minor powers that are really the best minor powers and I think it's maybe too big. Like, I think that I can't remember if Belgium starts as a minor power, but Belgium's like a potential 9th pick, so Belgium would just be insane. Of course, Belgium's really vulnerable because you can annex them in one war, but I think Germany would have released Hungary and tried to feed them states to form Danubia. What's the idea behind forming Danubia, necessarily, rather than just Hungary? Do you get to annex Wallachia and Serbia, maybe? But yeah, it looks like we are getting some landing progress in here as well. Oh yeah, they're just going for it. They're going for it in multiple HQs and multiple spots, so France is pretty aggressive with the landings here. Let's check in on Team 2 and see what they're maybe up to. Looks like USA is going after Brazil, conquering a bunch at the very end here. And let's see, EIC. EIC doesn't care about infamy anymore because they're pariah, which does give them a lot more radicals whenever they conquer stuff. They don't have any active plays, and what is this? Huanese uprising against Upper Canada. Interesting, but Qing is not engaged in any plays. Poor Qing. Yeah, the problem is like, you can defend Qing in a 3v3 now, but like a 6v3 is just it's a bit of a vibe. After watching insert list of YouTubers, YouTube's recommends me your stream. Interesting. I think streams cast out much wider nets. Yeah, I don't know how much similar this is to a Pokemon YouTube video. I don't know what the overlap between Pokemon players and Grand Strategy players is. We have another 10 minutes here. Oh man, I hate it when there's a really important war that like is just barely getting cut off here. I'm not sure what we want to do when that happens. I'd love to continue and do the war. Looks like people want to play for a second session. Would rather see a second session of this. A second session also notably would favor teams 1 and 2 a lot, because you can't reform North Germany. So the jig is up, you know what I mean? Where is the Russian capital? The Russian capital is in Perm. It's far, far away. Brandenburg is the German capital. German capital maybe should have been moved to like something like Boho. Boho would have taken forever to push. Not sure what war goals they put in, but yeah, they're just with Liberate Ukraine, they just have to actually occupy a Russian capital, and with all this stuff, they similarly liberate Occitania. Similarly, they need to occupy France. France seems to be the most active in terms of landings. There we go. So Britain gets in. Surprised no one's landing the backdoor on Russia. This is really one of Russia's weaknesses, is you can land here with a cavalry unit and push a ton. But Britain might be disappointed to learn that that's not the capital, so they will not be ticking them down here. But it does look like this means that the German team is pushing them back. I'm kind of inclined to let them finish the war. But we take a look here, and if we take a look at how many troops, they're both still mobilizing up a bunch. But here's the thing. Germany will have a much higher density of skirmish infantry, I think, the German team. Because they have UK and Germany. Actually, they all categorically have skirmish. Whereas France, Japan, Russia, I think only France has skirmish. So, as this war is actually kind of dragged on a little bit, we see that the tide is turning a little bit. Like, they were getting pushed, now they're getting pushed. Now Russia's getting pushed in here. But, of course, you do have to be concerned about this back here. A little bit interesting. Why don't we check in with, I would love to play, to the resolution of this war. Wait, why is there...
Hello?
Did you guys drop a war?
I'm stuck on February 1846. February 25th, 1846.
Me too. Did you guys drop a player? There's only 3 players in here.
He dropped.
3 is the normal amount. Oh wait, where did our teammate go?
Yeah.
Huh?
He dropped from Discord, but I didn't see a disconnect in the game, so I don't know what.
Let's try and figure that out.
Oh, that's.
Sorry, so...
Are you
I
good?
joined-
Are you still in game?
Yeah.
Okay.
I joined now.
Would you guys be okay with playing to the end, the conclusion of this European war?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure if it will ever conclude, but I think we can conclude it.
It's gonna take a long time. I mean, if you guys want to just white piece it all out, we can just white piece it all, but I don't think you're gonna want to do that.
Eventually, but I don't know if we win more points by doing that.
Okay, so everyone's
By white
jumping in
piecing
here.
them by
So,
doing other things?
I
guess so.
We have to rejoin, please. But we have 6 minutes left. So the question is do people want to play to the resolution of this war? And only if the teams unanimously agree, we will. Otherwise, we will take the score right now.
I am absolutely down to play to the resolution of the war.
Likewise.
Even though I'm not involved in it.
But isn't that going to take a long time though?
I probably, because it's 800 versus 800 and battalions versus 800 battalions, and one side isn't clearly pushing. I can't see what exactly
is there somebody
happening.
here who cannot play?
Our side is winning very slowly. We just landed Ingria.
Well, it's not
And
just...
it's not the Russian capital.
I'm not sure that you're winning.
Ingria is not the capital.
slowly.
Perm's
Capital is
the
in
capital.
Perm, unfortunately.
Yes,
The-
it's much
But
far.
it's
But
not
we
just...
will make it to Minsk, which is like the hardest war
It's
goal.
not just a matter of can everyone play. It's a matter of people might be playing around this the end time being 1:15, and if players are playing around that, I want to respect the end date or the end time.
I was playing around that, and I was expecting us to have like a month longer, but
DCs have
if
been a bit of a
we
problem
don't,
too.
then it is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is.
But
I mean, I don't.
I
really
also don't think this war
with the
finishes in
speed
a
of
month.
this war-
To be fair,
It will not finish in a month. No, my GDP is going to go up by a lot. But
I
that's
was
okay.
I was also playing around the game ending soon, but I can easily adapt. So I would love to see the end of the war. So I'm happy to keep going.
well, so
I
okay.
think this war is going to take like multiple more years.
Who does not want to keep the game going?
Is there any team that does not want to continue the game? If so, we will end the session.
Yes.
Team 3 does not want to. It just takes one
What do
team.
the other Team 1 players think? I want to know what the other Team 1 players think. I'm super ambivalent on it. I'd kind of like to end now, but
yeah. So
but if you guys want to,
Our
play
take
it,
is
like,
it's uncertain, but preferably, but probably we want to end.
Okay, so we're gonna end and we're gonna get the scores for you guys. You guys are now free. Oh, second thing is we voted on stream, and they would like to see a second week. Is there any person who cannot play next week at the same time?
I can't play at this time next week. Actually, I might be able to. It's weird.
What's the timeline?
My flight back, I will arrive like an hour and a half back to my house, I think, before the session will start.
When could you let me know if you can? And then I think what we'll do is we'll get alternates for you if you can't join. Then maybe if you want to try and do that. Is there anyone else who can't or doesn't want to play next week? I'll take that. Take the silence.
What's next week?
What's next week?
Is the 10th.
Yes, it's the 10th.
I mean, I don't think I have anything planned.
Okay.
Wait, would we be continuing this save or making a new?
This save.
Okay, that's so. I can make it and have good sportsmanship. I absolutely will, but I definitely did not plan around that. I have almost 300 infamy.
Yeah. So
what?
You can.
Are you EIC?
You could definitely no. He's USA. You could definitely decline on the basis that you have not been playing around a second session.
Oh my god, you guys!
Out of good sportsmanship, I'm happy to keep playing. Everyone wants to. Don't worry, I will happily.
No, yeah, but
I
think that's perfectly fair. If you're like, your team has a lot of infamy overall. So,
yeah,
like,
I'm in pretty much the exact same boat as Tarkus. I'm
By the way, guys,
not gonna win if we continue on, but that's completely fine, you know. Good sportsmanship.
It affects league points. Just to be clear, the prize for first place at the end of the league is the opportunity to buy yourself a candy bar. So the stakes are big.
For real?
Yeah. And so
I'm just playing for fun.
Where's the one to give myself an opportunity to have pride?
To opportunity to what?
Able to make an extra.
Have pride.
Doesn't that come with the candy bar? I thought that was implied.
I mean, yeah, it's like owning a yacht, you know? Like, you get it, you have pride.
I'm currently updating the scores as well to get the final thing. You guys could also turn on the stream, although like if you want to see the scores getting updated live.
I should just go look at the spreadsheet.
Or yeah, you can look at the spreadsheet too.
So are we done here and I'm good to close the game or no?
Everyone save.
I have made a save file as the host, so that's all. It's all good to go. But you know, if you want to make extra save files, no harm in that.
I like the extra save files.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too.
Who's winning?
You guys have 503. Wow, madman.
God.
They were definitely trying to run it up while you two fought, while the other two.
I know.
Fought.
I wanted to do it, but then we got involved in World War One, so.
Essentially.
That definitely helps them a lot in terms of the score.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I thought this war was gonna be way easier.
I thought you guys were gonna crush us. I won't lie.
That's what we thought too. I think we're winning, but very slowly. We'll see next session.
I think the Team 3 is winning currently on that war.
Yeah.
Well, all the fronts are green for us.
I mean, look what I'm doing.
No, but their trajectory and their mobilization of conscripts is much more vertical than your guys' is, or than Team 1's.
Yeah, I've definitely not been good at that.
France is kind of executing really well though on the.
Many hearts, many hearts. The naval invasions are going well, but I feel like my economy is suffering because I have been unable to focus on it.
My GDP was so much higher. I was building nothing. I got the Han secession, but China joined in on.
Yeah, that was rough.
That was rough.
I just realized, like,
Uh-oh.
as the game paused for the end of the game, that I wasn't building anything and hadn't been building anything for like multiple months.
And that's
So my
really
GDP
bad for your
my
GDP.
GDP is down like super
Yeah,
far.
infrastructure sector's probably all stopped.
Is the
being
UK
profitable and just,
talking?
like,
Their
everything
GDP is
died.
down from last
Also,
year.
I just want everyone to
Yeah,
recognize
I'm
that
dead.
this has all been on a regular infantry, and I did win a few battles. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Japan's carrying us with the infantry. The
That's also one of the
backlandings on the
reasons
naval
I think
invasions are
Japan will-
crazy, by the way.
The what?
The like backlandings on the naval invasions, it's so difficult to defend against that. Where
You need-
like
you
I'll
need
do
to
a
have-
naval invasion.
So what
A
you need to
second
do is
attack.
you need to have multiple armies set to not borrow. So what you need to do is you need like 3 armies to defend, and like
Generals, you're misunderstanding what he's saying.
okay.
What he's saying is when he naval invades me, I was naval invading right behind him, and he didn't realize he can use split formation.
You have to split a new unit.
Well, no, I did realize that, but I like multiple times tried to do that, and then your naval invasion just beat me anyway.
It's too
Probably
fast.
because you had like more units, or yeah, I mean I had a
If
couple
you
of times
control
where
the
I had
if you
units on
control the
defense.
C node though, you can.
I can't. Yeah,
prevent it.
but
I have one navy.
Yeah, well, I mean, life sucks. I don't know.
yeah, the truth
Skill
hurts.
issue.
Indeed.
You should have started with queuing up a bunch of boats. Okay, so the winner.
I should have. Yeah.
The winner with here, I'll just post it in the Discord here. The winner is very clearly Team 3.
Yay.
Okay.
Team
with
3?
10 points, 10 league points, a little over 10.
I just want to say that my GDP
screenshot.
is wrong in the thing. Okay, I have 48.7 million GDP. Okay,
Do you? Oh,
I feel like it's not being counted right. I think that my team is
This is
being
true.
cheated here. Okay,
This
the
is
GDP is
actually
wrong.
true.
GDP is incorrect for my team.
I'm gonna check.
I'm just saying if we.
No, I think
if we
you're right. I think I
unpause the
marked
game
your
for a week,
pops
My
accidentally.
GDP will spike by 5 mil. So.
Wait, how did I mark yours so wrong?
I don't know how you gave me like 12 million less GDP than what I have, but I'm pissed. This is
No,
like
no, that's fair, that's fair.
anti-streamer bias.
Shh. Just trying to get.
Okay,
I'm trying to get
now
all
we
your
gotta be-
watching your stream to come watch my stream.
Base.
I think on an individual basis, I might have the worst score.
Austria.
You Ching.
Austria.
Oh.
Austria.
Well, yeah, maybe a good point. Did you?
I'm
You didn't
100%.
intend.
Austria,
Not true.
Austria
I'm
is
not sure.
actually
What
the most
happened?
amusing because Austria has the exact same GDP they started with on the
No,
dot.
Ching is
insane.
actually the worst
That's
of the worst.
absolutely insane.
So did
I did
you?
lose Hungary as well.
What happened? Yeah,
what
we
they
didn't
lost
even
with Hungary, they
deliberate it.
gained with the rest of South Germany. I mean, it makes sense, but it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
Releasing Hungary probably
So-
would have been better because of discrimination issues.
Do you just automatically
So many radicals.
support Germany for the formation of Germany? Like, what happened there?
Yeah.
It just
Yeah,
happened
so
automatically.
I
Yeah.
backed down the play, so we didn't get a diplo play.
Well, but then, like, then you have to choose to support him, or how does that work?
Yeah, then
Yeah.
I supported Russia. And
I see, I see.
Yeah.
No, that was a really smart play. It worked out really nicely because there's no point malice to getting annexed only for losing a revolution.
You also
right? So
reset
it's
infantry.
I did not see that coming.
Yeah, the
There's a
infantry
point
is
malice?
huge. Yeah.
You
There's a
reset
point malice.
infantry,
Yeah.
and then Austria also has skirmish when they get released.
Oh, that
So,
part is really nice.
Yeah, true.
It's super strong to get Prussia and Austria together. I think Team 1 kind of, to some extent, had the... We have seen so many sessions, so many sessions, where China gets kneecapped and then Prussia wins.
Yeah. I wanted really badly to try to block NGF from forming, but I couldn't figure out how to do it without breaking our agreement. If I take Luxembourg, that doesn't block it, right? I have to take an actual state.
You even taking an actual state won't block it.
I'm a non-German owning, like now, of course I
You
can't
have to be
block
the
it, but
Confederation of the Rhine owning it to stop it, or you need like a ton of states. Especially when Austria's supporting, there's like nothing you can do
Don't-
except have the Confederation of the Rhine.
Can't you prevent it by conquering Schleswig-Holstein?
That's what I was going for. Yeah.
You can still form Germany, you just can't form NGF.
Right, you just can't North German Federation, but you can go straight to. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Oh,
'Cause I was going for Schleswig-Holstein explicitly to
interesting.
stop NGF, but you can still just Germany. with the
yeah.
culture
So
window, right?
the Prussia-Austria combo is just like super strong. To be
yeah.
fair, you
So
can.
the only way to do
That's
it
good
is
to
to
know.
form is to form. Well, and especially with UK, because if they didn't have UK, then eventually somebody could have gone Confederation with Hanover, right? Because Hanover's already got enough states to form Confed.
Right.
But, you know, yeah, I wanted Prussia really bad to go with France, but
it feels like the meta now is to always make sure that UK and EIC can't be in a team together, and then that Germany and Austria can't be in a team, or Prussia and Austria can't be in a team together.
Like, or you can fight them at game start. Like, people take
the... I wanted to briefly make a note, by the way, Generalist. You wrote JAP as the shortening for Japan.
Every single one of those is, what would you prefer, this 3 letters? JPN?
JPN.
Sure.
Yeah. That's the one that Paradox uses in all their games.
Yeah. Sure, that's fine. That makes sense. I was very obviously following a heuristic there, but that's fine.
Yes, no.
Yeah, it's very sad that racist people ruined the most obvious abbreviation for Japan.
Indeed.
Yeah, well, you know.
I think what a crazy game, though. What a crazy game, though.
That was a little crazy. The Poland like outplay was like really also really big.
That was huge.
Because that would have
we got rolled on that.
Team 1 might have won if it had not been for that.
Yeah,
for what?
Been really big.
So
when you guys forced us to release Poland and didn't drop Hungary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if we had,
why'd you back down?
Wait, well, because we were gonna lose.
Could I have just released?
Why did you deck 2 separate wars? You should have joined your team, right?
So okay. Yes.
They were trying to do 2 different diplo plays.
The forced diplo play wasn't necessarily an issue. If we had just both declared for a super relevant goal, like I got greedy by declaring for Wallachia. If I had not declared for Wallachia and instead we both declare for Hungary, then you're pretty much guaranteed to lose Hungary.
Wait, why couldn't you just join me?
You know, in reality, it wouldn't have actually lost Hungary.
Optimally, what we should have done was just join definitely on the Russia one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I realized that as soon as I sent the Wallachia thing, I was like, oh, I fucked up.
They're just gonna accept.
It's on the little things, you know?
They failed to realize that anyway, Super Germany would have formed before the war ends, freaking the war.
Could you, I'm not sure, can you click Super Germany when you're at war?
Prussia wouldn't join the war, and then Prussia could form while Austria's at war.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. That would have break the war.
You can do that, That's crazy. That would have gone so hard.
There's so many like nifty things. Like USA could have also gifted. More states could have been gifted to USA, but
yeah, I think being able to like
much.
No, I don't.
Being able to
you
dodge the war goals really is wild. Like I
USA
don't know if
should have bricked on war goals on Qing.
Yeah, that's probably
should have bricked your war goals on Qing. You mean?
The USA should have just gone for conquest on all the war goals that were put on Qing.
Yeah, but we intentionally, our 2 teams intentionally made that impossible.
How's that?
Yeah, we have true.
No, USA wasn't actually decked on. No one actually decked on USA.
No, they decked on Prussia. They were in. USA was in a diplo play with Prussia when we declared all our plays on Qing. That was the point of the diplomacy.
Yeah.
But once USA got out, they could have decked. If
war goals were even on USA. Wasn't it just war reps? They could have just capitulated.
His latest war reps on me, and I could have capitulated, but I was taking advantage of the fact that I was able to, over the course of that like years-long war that did nothing, raise like 300 conscripts, and the 300 conscripts were consumed.
And then you could just use them. Oh,
exactly. I was going to use them, man. And then Germany, out of nowhere, capitulated, resetting all my conscripts. So I attacked Brazil to try and get the conscripts back up. And I was like, oh, my conscripts, they're all gone. I had like 400 guys.
I feel like honestly, Team 2 played the best of any of the teams, but
yeah, I mean the 6v3 is rough.
It's rough. Yeah, it's just rough.
Well, the diplo, they never came into our channel as a thing.
They never came into our channel either.
I think Team.
Well, we were planning to play the long game, and then the long game was looking less and less viable. So we just went like, okay, fuck it, we have to like pull out some shit. I don't know. We'll just increase. Like I got India to take on my debt, so I could just go like massive debt to raise all the conscripts, give them all the mobilization options to massively increase the price.
USA here.
You can effectively create money, free money by abusing, taking on debt and bankruptcy, but I'm not sure how viable it is.
Well, I don't know. I think
It's
the
a
bankruptcy
very
would have
variable, but it requires you to play the game like perfect. Because if you mess it up once, you're screwed forever.
Well,
Yeah.
It also
you just
requires
have your
you to go
weakest team
bankrupt.
member.
Rough.
Your weakest team members just always bankrupt. Is how you run it.
No,
Right, and then you
yeah.
can also,
Team member,
and then
it
you
has to
just
be
you just give them investment rights in your other 2 countries, right?
You can't do it with a weak team member because the amount of debt you can take on is based on what
cash reserves.
GDP you have. It's 5% of it.
No, I understand,
USA
but you have
got
to.
reserves?
You just have to. You just take on debt very quickly, very early, and then bankruptcy. So you're
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
USA,
like every 2 months
EIC,
you're taking
You
on
can't
debt.
bankrupt unless you have full debt. You can't bankrupt. So what will happen is eventually you won't be able to take on debt, and your teammate will get so much debt that you can't take it on.
No, that's what I'm
Right.
saying. You have to
Bankrupt at
take it
any
on
point,
every
can't you?
month.
Every
You
month.
can't
Every
take it
week.
on if it's too much debt for you to take on.
But if it's too much debt for you to take on, then you can bankrupt yourself very easily, and then you can take
Hey,
on debt again.
It's on a monthly
If
basis.
you're playing as a small country, you don't get enough debt ceiling
but-
for this
but-
to
but-
be
No,
viable.
but not a
But
small
you gotta
country, but the
imagine it's
smallest country
USA,
on your
it's
team,
USA,
like Spain.
EIC, and Qing, right? And it's USA too. Like USA is gonna have huge money here, or enough to be able to pull this strategy off. And
Well-
then if you just give them investment rights in EIC and Qing, which are great countries for you to have investment rights in, then the bankruptcy construction malice is not going to hurt you very much.
Well, you specifically don't want USA
is
to
no-
have the offense defense.
Yeah, it would be.
balance.
What I think it would be is that you would have East India taking on all the debt every week from like America, and then
Because
that
you
way
don't want
America
US
never
to
has
go
any
debt.
debt.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
America just like goes like negative like 500,000 pounds per week. Who cares? Just keeps on getting their debt taken on. East India bankrupts every week if they need to. There's at least enough baseline debt cap to take on, let's say, 500,000 every week, right? And they just keep doing that forever while America keeps building up. That would probably be a pretty wise choice. I didn't think of that though. That's pretty smart.
The
You know what's-
difficulty of this strategy is to bankrupt quickly.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
tested it in single player.
Okay.
Well, but
Basically, you build infinite construction and you get like -2 million, but you have to re-add the construction every time you bankrupt because it deletes it all.
No, but I'm America. I'm the one building. The EIC is just the debt hog. They just take all my debt over and over again. But as
Debt
America,
hog.
I never. I'm
No,
just
but
sitting
as
here building.
EIC has to build a bankrupt quickly in order to take on your debt again.
And why do you want it to be EIC instead of Qing too?
Well, either one works.
Because
I don't have-
EIC,
because
you
I
can
don't
get
have central banking.
faster.
Oh yeah, good point.
yeah, the
Yeah,
central
I got
banking.
that tech,
That-
baby.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
Oh, wait,
I remember you being 7 years away.
No, I think
just
that
say,
I think that our team. By the way, one more thing about Team 2 here, and then I'll give the floor away. We did the best job equalizing our GDPs. Okay, like me and East India almost the same. Qing got brought down to our level. You know, we are the team of equality. Okay.
Although
Wait,
it is
I see.
interesting to point out, that with the Diplo that happened soon after the partition of Qing, ultimately I got back Yue. Well, like it's in America's hands, but he could easily transfer that back to me and Hunan, right? So I only lost like a few states, and I
Yeah,
would have
yeah,
just
you
bounced
lost
back, right?
few
I was
states.
fully expecting to lose like my entire coastline within the first 10 years of the game. And look at that, we went exactly 10 years in this
Yep.
4-hour session, which is insane.
So what
Oh, hey,
what I'm wondering is like, isn't it just advantageous to just break all your Diplo agreements? Like the ones that are useful to you? Because it's only a 5% penalty. Like if we just took all your states and broke our agreement, that's not really like in the spirit of what we're trying to do, obviously.
So there's
but
a metagame
I feel like it would have been worth
consideration
eating the penalty.
in that
Yeah, definitely.
we're playing for league points, of course, and this can't be stressed enough. The chance to buy yourself a candy bar, and if
Very important.
if you break an agreement with someone, they're not going to make
And
an
they won't
agreement with
make
you in the
another one.
future, right? In
Yeah.
a different game.
I mean,
it's
that's
like a
part of why I
prisoner
think we
on
didn't want to
the.
break the agreements. But I'm not sure that Team 1 has the best reputation, even with,
yeah.
going with our
Yeah.
agreements. I don't know.
A little bit.
But I was trying to perform some diplomacy in the later part of the game, and they were not amenable to that.
What team are you on?
So
Who are you?
I'm France.
Weren't you? France was Team 1.
Yeah, exactly. So I was trying to talk to the other teams
Uh-huh.
after the Qing partition, and nobody wanted to talk to me because we had already backstabbed both teams.
yeah.
Which,
Yep.
Yeah.
no, that's on us. Like that's on us, right? But
Yeah. No, there's the I think in terms of execution from last season, like one of the strongest players, was also not very good at the Diplo, and I think he scared people. And so I think that hurt him quite a bit. Because he'd be like, oh, I have this OP strategy, you guys are going to get wrecked. And they're just like, you don't want to fit with that. You want to be like, oh, no, I'm not very good. Just here to have fun.
I'm a new player, guys. Only got
I feel like it only. I feel like I feel like that strategy was really effective for about half the session, and then in the second half of the session, everyone was like,
You backstab at the very end. You backstab at the finals.
Yeah.
Where it matters.
I know, but we had to go for the stab where we did because we thought you were gonna be Britain and join against us. We thought the generalist was gonna step in as Britain and join against us.
Apparently, everyone restarting the client did seem to be really effective.
That's good.
Divine intervention fixed my internet problems to stop generalist.
Yeah, no, that's good. Right when you released Austria, I was like, oh no, because it would have been the perfect opportunity to get.
It would have, yeah.
One of the players out.
Can I just say, thank you so much for hosting this game, like this tournament game.
You're very welcome.
And thank you all for.
Thank you, Generalist.
Yeah, thanks to everyone.
Thank you. It was a ton of fun. Thanks, everyone.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Just like me personally, like I only have like 261.1 hours according to Steam, so I'm, maybe not as experienced as some of you. So, thanks for the carry. But yeah, but yeah, it was fun, and I do have to go soon. I'm getting kind of hungry though, so maybe in the future.
No one has to stay here. We're just kind of hanging out. The stream is still the stream seems to be liking the discussion. So,
hello chat.
According to the score, I did absolutely nothing that game.
Hey, you let Germany form Super Germany.
Yeah. That judging the individual performance, you should take half of Prussia's performance to be yours.
Yeah.
Prussia grew by 529%, USA grew by 293%, and then the biggest on Team 1 was Japan growing by 190%, largely off taking chain.
Okay.
Yes.
Good night, guys.
Godspeed.
Good night. If you're doing it next week, I'm probably going to step out to let someone else get a shot, right? So I don't know, I don't like making commitments for like a weekend, I mean, since I'm worried that something might come up or something, but like I don't know.
I mean, if you think you want to play, let me know. I think if just 1 to 2 players doesn't want to play next week, we'll just take a new 9 probably. And to be fair, USA and India playing in the way they did at the end was not in a way to set themselves up for a second session, so.
I think that I'm pretty sure that there's a way they can instantly reset and fix their problems.
Well, technically they could just trade states to each other, so USA can give everything that they conquered over to India, and India could get everything that they conquered over to USA. And then when they get cut down to size, it doesn't enforce anything, but technically speaking. But I'm also not sure that cutting down to size... I mean, obviously neither of the other 2 teams are going to cut down to size like when we would immediately resume the game, because that'd be just psychotic. Unless they just want to wipe peace.
I think it would be more interesting next week to put in a new group of 9 people and see how...
on the same
fresh. Well, not the same save. No, I mean on like a new save, new 9 people, and see how that goes.
So chat voted like 2 to 1 roughly for continuing this, but if it sounds like one person doesn't know if they can continue, one person doesn't want to commit, and EIC and USA were not playing in a second session or like-minded way. So
we came in second place, Team 2, Team Chocolate.
Yeah, let's go. Hell yeah, dude.
Chocolate.
I'm proud of us. I'm proud of us.
It's really a skill sheet to not be playing a second session-oriented way,
If we were playing a second session-oriented way, I just want to take it on.
I will show up. If the people will it, I will show up.
Same here. I'll be here for the second session. I'll just reform my country, or I'll figure out a way to fix it. But yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
just
So
like permanent to me.
no, but we still have the two. We have Connor doesn't know if he can make it to his computer in time because he's coming back from a flight, and like,
Right.
bro, your flights can get delayed. He's coming from Europe. You know.
Shit, it's Jover.
And we could get a sub.
I think
but
it's
then-
like 75% odds I make it back.
Yeah, but then also Alec doesn't want to commit to doing something at a weekend event, so that's.
I mean,
Right.
if you're just waiting on me, then sure. Like I'll.
No, I mean, like I don't want to twist your arm or anything because you weren't expecting the 2-week commitment. You committed to the 1 week, right? So,
Yeah, I am also
Tarkus
not
leaves the game.
comfortable committing for another
I left
week.
the game, boys.
It's Jover.
Yeah, I made a save though. Don't worry. I assume everyone else made a save too, but I have a save.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna outro the stream, and then I will come back to this channel if people want to keep chatting. But I think we're gonna
Sounds good.
do that.
I'm gonna eat dinner. So yeah. Have a good night, everyone.
Sounds good. Bye.
All right, everyone. So just gonna kind of talk to the chat a little bit because I've been ignoring you guys because I've been talking to the team. This was a very interesting session. We didn't really see the 1.7 mechanics necessarily play too big a deal, except for naval landings now make a lot more sense in multiplayer, and it's not this like absolute craziness where England is super easy to land. The naval supremacy is actually useful. We'll probably have some session where we go over kind of what happened in this, or not some session. We'll have some sort of a video where we go over what happened to this. Definitely think it's been really interesting. Also, still think that like people get super spooked about Qing, and we see yet again people dogpile Qing and then North Germany forms. And so this is really like a play pattern I think that is common. China should probably transfer away all its states due to MAPI. Those taxes would hurt. Another thing that they could do is I think they can invite people to the war and give up the states that are... No, that doesn't break the war goal, but yeah, I haven't finished the tutorial yet either. Thanks for the stream, you're very welcome. How common is it to form Super Germany in these streams? It's happened, I think, once or twice before. It basically always happens when you have Prussia and Austria on the same team. Like 100% of the time. This is, I think, a pretty strong combo, and the fact that Austria is pretty weak on their own, and to be fair, Prussia, in some sense, is kind of weak on their own. If you do not have a strong military, people can block the North German Fed, and if you don't have Austria, people can block Germany. And so if you drafted, like, Prussia first, for example, you're not going to get Great Britain, France, probably. And then if there's a team with Great Britain and France, I don't know how you militarily form North German Fed. So Prussia requires either support or Austria, but if Austria and Prussia aren't very good on their own, then that means you can draft them somewhat aggressively. I do think Prussia having skirmish and being able to be gifted states from Qing or EIC is pretty significant, though, in terms of contributing to them, which I also think is, we did see that get played out. That has not been a factor before, but we see that the USA just gets the 2 states for free that they did at the game start. They don't have to eat infamy for doing it. I don't think that they get turmoil from it. And so the states are relatively good, and they could just conscript up 100. And so I do think that this was big. The naval landing change was a 1.6 feature. Yeah, but we didn't play 1.6 because it was unbalanced. I think UK should be 1 in the rankings. I was pretty on the fence as to who I should put at 1. I do think that France's construction is something that's hard to quantify, but like UK's like navy is really significant. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Oh, we might have missed a babooped forever ago. Oh, we got raided by Tarkus. Big Pog. Raided. He raids when we know we're outroing the stream. Hi, Tarkus Raiders. Okay. Smell you later, because we are going to find someone else to raid. Jesus, this guy. Let's see if we can find, let's maybe raid Bokoen. He's the only person that we're following that we currently have. He's playing Hearts of Iron. He's probably playing in multiplayer, so we're going to give him a raid, although I'm not sure how much we'll... No, not like this. I typed in the wrong thing. There we go. We will raid Bokoen in the Twitch, and then we will provide a link to him in the YouTubes, because we have a brain and we understand how things work. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please feel free to etc. Mostly etc. And also don't forget to etc. Bye-bye now.